to the rat house, baby, where the truth ain't quiet, and neither are you. Where the Chat Rats crew slide in, pull up a seat, crime talk, cold facts, and a jazzy backbeat. We got stories to tell, got some justice to serve. So pour up that coffee or something with a swerve. There's Rat Daddy leading 6'5", a cool Toys the queen with the sharpest of tools. Dean's cracking jokes, Mary B's got the tea, and Lawleen lays the law down, real boss energy. MJ's got the fire, Gingy's taking names, Angel Baby's in the game. The clerk's keeping order, Misty's watching close. Pinky promises, keeps receipts, and she does the most. We're the Chat Rats, baby, worldwide and bold. Stories unfold while the crime scene gets cold. Puff, puff, pass, and the truth gets exposed. At the Rat House, baby, that's how it goes. Snap, snap. Cherry lights it up. Cherry lights it up, neon glow behind her head. Tombstones drops the facts that awake the dead. Connor's taking notes, Janine's on the clock. Hetty the paralegal keeps the court on lock. Sweet woman, sweet, but she'll sting if you like. Calypso keeps it cool, got that island vibe. Prince Lover's in purple, that Texas pride glowing. Sherry's laughing loud while the facts keep flowing. Bum, 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 bum. Da-da-bum, da-da-bum, ghetto. OG coming through, crazy eye cheese, oh you better believe. Robo-Rat clicks, sparks, gears in his head, breaking the code till the lies drop dead. Jump, jump. We're the Chat Rats, baby, worldwide and bold. Stories unfold while the crime scene gets cold. Puff, puff, pass, and the truth gets exposed. At the Rat House, baby, that's how it goes. Crime solving, cracks. Worlds are stage. That's a fact. Together, we're the Chat Rats crew. We ain't looking back.
Yo, what's up, people? What is going on? What's happening? Welcome to Friday night. Friyay. It's Friyay, people. Got a bunch of stuff to do tonight. Maybe watch a little trial, maybe do a little drama. Never know. Probably gonna jump around back and forth. So let's see what happens. What's up, Mary B?
What's up?
Nah, shit. What you doing?
Oh, you know, just laying in a bed. Literally the only thing I can do.
Just laying in the bed.
Yep. I got to try a whole bunch of new medical equipment today, but I will continue to use the office chair.
The office chair. Just roll around, huh?
Yep. Yep. I can't do the other stuff yet, so.
What's up, Lubin doing?
Lubin.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you?
Pretty good.
Being bored. Friday type stuff. About to get on some stuff. Or try to, anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been fucking with this damn sound console all day.
Oh, yeah? Did you learn anything new?
No. No, I can just... I know it's not right.
How's my sound? Because I don't have my microphone and there's a lot of background noise in here. Is it annoying?
No, it's good. Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good. But yeah, we'll just see what happens. Get after it.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's see. To start. While we wait on people to show up, let's.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Gingy and Mom, for the sound check. Shut up, Connor.
No more annoying than any other time. Perfect.
That's right.
It should sound fun. It's just got a lot of gadgets in it that I have to figure out.
Are we staying out of trouble? Probably not. If I were to put my...
Probably not.
Connor's always being mean. That's why we love him, I guess.
Connor cracks me up. Cracks me up.
Yeah, I guess he can stay. Yes,
All right.
Miss Scarlett, I loved my glare bear, my purple glare bear that you made with the broken leg. Oh.
So let's watch a little bit of testimony.
Let's do it.
Testimony.
Yeah, so many channels live tonight. I know. I already see it. But that's all right, though. There'll be a lot less people in Discord if I'm the one that loses out. Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, they all end up here. You know that.
Well, we're going to find out tonight. But we're going to do this for a little while, and I know it's boring, so I wouldn't imagine people would pour in here to watch trial testimony, but we're about to do it. Speed it up a little bit. Here we go.
The state's first witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Gene Richards.
Gene, if we can have you step up in front of Brittany.
Hey, it's my boyfriend.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Please have a seat.
Thanks, sir. Please watch yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. May I ask you, sit wherever you're comfortable. It's easier to move the mic than it is the chair, candidly. So
I kind of noticed that.
okay, go ahead.
What, sir, is your name?
Eugene F. Richards.
And do you spell your last name R-I-C-H-I-N-S?
Yes, I do.
Did you know Eric Richards?
Yes.
How did you know him?
Eric is my son.
Scott, can I get 842 Romeo? Sir, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes, I do.
Who does it depict?
This is my son.
Is it an accurate depiction of him?
It is.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit 842R.
No objection.
842R is admitted.
Can the court please publish it? Sir, how old was Eric when he died?
He was 39.
Do you know Corey Richards?
I do.
How do you know her?
She was the wife of my son.
Do you see her here today?
I do.
Can you please point out where and describe her?
Right here with a black blazer on.
Did you raise Eric?
I did. And my wife also. Both of us did.
What, sir, was your wife's name?
Linda Carter Richards.
Were you actively involved with him as a child?
I was, very much so.
How so?
Well, as I was raised and as I tried to raise my children as family's number one. So we did everything together as a family. education was extremely important for us as a family, as was a strong work ethic, as was religion. So those were kind of my top priorities of how we raised our children.
And in raising your children, especially Eric, what kind of activities did you engage in?
Eric was very, very into the outdoors, very athletic young man. He was also a very, very good student, very smart young man. We did a lot of things. I have a cattle operation, a cattle ranch that he helped with constantly from the time all the kids were extremely young. And in my opinion, that's what gave him the work ethic of what they have right now to be successful.
Were you also involved in his life as an adult?
I was.
How often would you see him?
See him or talk to him?
Both, actually, if you could take them in turn, please.
You bet. I'd see him at least once, twice, 3 times a week. I'd talk to him every day on the phone.
And where would you generally see him?
Ball games. One of the kids' ball games at the ranch.
Ball games.
Basically all over the place.
Poor guy.
What was Eric's personality?
Eric had a very, very fun-loving personality. He had a very likable personality. He loved people, and people loved him.
You mentioned that you raised him to have a strong work ethic, be grounded in family, and to do well in school. Did you see those qualities in him as an adult?
I did. I was very, very proud of him.
Did you get to interact with, or I guess observe Eric interact with his 3 boys?
I did constantly.
Can you give us some examples, please?
Eric was their coach, but their father, but most important was their very, very best friend. He coached soccer. We both coached basketball. We both coached baseball with him. So we were constantly involved in all their activities.
Did he bring the boys to your ranch?
Constantly, yes. They were. The oldest one loves to rope, so that was his thing in life, and liked to rope, and the other ones love to just ride 4-wheelers or whatever it may be.
Was Eric a good father?
Eric was an excellent father.
Were you and Eric working on any future plans together when he died?
We were. We were going to buy a cabin together up in the Uintas. And then, believe it or not, I'm getting older, and I would like to retire someday from ranching, and I'm trying to put it into him and his other siblings' laps.
Did there come a time in the early morning of March the 4th, 2022, when you received a phone call about Eric?
I did, yes.
Who called?
Corey did.
What did she tell you?
She said that Eric wasn't breathing.
Where, sir, were you when you received that call?
I was at my home.
Is that the ranch?
Yes,
Is it in Hennifer?
it is.
What did you do next?
I got over there as quickly as I could.
And by over there, do you mean Eric's house?
I did, yes.
And is that in Camas, Summit County?
Yes, Francis. Mhm.
Francis? Do you recall about what time you arrived at Eric's house?
I would say that 4:15, 4:30, right through that.
Who was there when you arrived?
My daughter Katie was there. Corey was there. The first responders were there. Corey's mother Lisa was there. My son-in-law Clint was there, and my 2 granddaughters were there, as the 3 boys were there.
About how long were you there that morning?
Oh, approximately to 10:30, I believe.
During that morning, what, if anything, did Corey Richards say to you?
I don't recall her saying much of anything to me.
Did she?
When I came in, and my daughter Katie told me that Eric was gone, they helped me on the couch, and I don't ever recall of even talking to Corey, to be quite honest with you.
Did there come a time later when Corey Richens told you what caused Eric's death?
There was. I can't tell you the exact date, but it was between Eric's funeral and when the medical examiner had declared what he had passed away of. And she called me and said that she had just talked to the medical examiner, and they had determined that he died of the same thing Linda did, and COVID.
And Linda was your wife, right?
Linda was my wife, yes.
What, sir, caused your wife's death?
She had an issue with fungus in her lungs.
What, if anything, struck you about Corey Richens telling you that Eric died of the same thing that his mother did?
Well, right after I finished talking with Corey, I called my daughter, Katie, who in turn called the medical examiner, and they had never received a call from Corey.
We're going to admit to this answer only for the effect that it had upon Mr. Richens to explain what he did or didn't do next. You cannot consider it for the truth of what he's about to say.
Please, sir, continue.
Help me again.
Sure.
Where were we?
What, if anything, struck you about Corey Richens telling you that Eric died of the same thing that Linda died of?
Well, as I said, I called my daughter, Katie. Katie, in turn, called the medical examiner, and they had never received a call from Corey. They had not even released the results from it yet.
Can you the objection and move to strike, Your Honor?
Same instruction. That answer only explains what comes next in terms of what Gene did or didn't do. Can I call you Gene? I'm so sorry. Okay.
Please.
Not for the truth of whether those things that he just described actually happened.
Sir, were you with your wife as she was battling the lung fungus?
I was.
Did Eric Richens suffer from the same symptoms that your wife did?
No, not at all.
Sure, I need to take care of some business now regarding some handwriting samples, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm handing the witness Exhibit 8-49, which is a collection of handwriting exemplars. Mr. Richens, can you please turn to tab 14?
Okay.
Sir, do you recognize the documents at tab 14?
I do.
Are they labeled K14?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are they receipts from Weller Recreation Center?
Yes,
Did you pick up those receipts from Weller Recreation Center?
I did.
Did you then hand those receipts to your daughter, Katie Richens Benson?
I'm sure I did. Yes.
Thank you. Can I retrieve them?
Shout out to Gary and Marilyn.
Sir, I don't have any additional questions at this time, but the defense may, okay? Thank you.
Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
Sir, we're very sorry for your loss, and we have no questions for you at this time.
Thank you.
Do you mind taking that glass of water with you?
Oh, that was nice of them.
I need another one.
Very much. Mr. Blood.
Oh,
Your
poor
Honor, state
guy.
calls Katie Richens Benson.
Yeah, so that was witness number one.
Yeah. He seems sweet.
Let's see if we can find witness number two. There she is. Yeah, this is his sister, I do believe. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one that did a lot of speaking out. Let's check it out. Fuck it.
All right.
Feel free to move that chair wherever you're comfortable. You can also move it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Bloodworth, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
What is your name?
Katie Rickens Benson.
And is your last name spelled Richins-Benson?
You got it.
Okay. I'm going to stand here because I would like you to address the jury. And I'm hoping that if I stand close to the jury, if you mistakenly shift to me, you're still addressing them. Do you know Eric Rickens?
Yes, he was my brother.
Did you grow up with him?
Yes, we were only 2 years apart, so we were inseparable.
What was your relationship like as you grew up together?
So we did everything together. We went to school together. We worked on a ranch. So we have a family ranch that's been passed down for generations. We worked on the ranch together. We fished, we hiked, we did everything together.
How has that relationship continued into adulthood?
So my brother and I were very close. We talked constantly. We spent holidays together. We had our families together. So our kids are very close in age. We did lots of activities with our kids together. Like I said, we had them on the ranch all the time together. Talked on the phone almost daily.
What was Eric's personality like as an adult?
Eric was one of the most likable people. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So he was one of. Sorry, I'm trying so hard. He was one of the most likable people you've ever met. So Eric was the kind of person that loved everyone. It did not matter who you were, where you came from, where he met you. Everyone thought they were his best friend. If you talked to him, they all said, I'm Eric's best friend, because that's the way Eric made you feel. He was upbeat. He was positive. He literally would give a stranger he met on the side of the road his jacket, anything to help anyone out. That's the kind of person he was.
What did he like to do? How did he spend his time?
So the number one thing that Eric loved was his kids. So he would do anything for his boys. He was the best dad you would ever see. He was a phenomenal uncle. If there were kids involved, he was there. He would show up. So whether it be soccer games, so he coached my nephew's soccer, and he was the dad that coached, that went and got all the signs that were special. So he'd get there before the soccer games, put all the signs up so the kids had their team name everywhere. He also was adamant about making sure they learned how to work. So my parents were very focused on teaching us how to work, to have that strong work ethic. So he had his kids on the ranch, teaching them how to work. He loved the outdoors. He loved to play sports. Anything that revolved around his family, the outdoors, is what my brother loved.
Did he plan for his children's future?
Yes. So there's not a waking moment that my brother was not focused on his kids. So he had money set aside every single month to go into a fund so that by the time the kids got to college, they could pay for their college and hopefully have some left over for like a down payment on a house or something like that. He had every aspect planned. This is the kind of dad Eric was. So I told you we have a ranch. I love horses. My brother did too, but not quite as much as me. He liked ATVs a little bit better. So his oldest son, Carter, loved horses from the day he was born. He and I share that. So Eric tried to get Carter with me as much as possible on the horse because that's what Carter loved. I would ride the horse with my little nephew in front of me, and my brother would be to the side of me with an ATV with food, snacks, anything that Carter needed. He would have it right there so that Carter didn't have to get off the horse because he wanted Carter to be able to do whatever he wanted. And if Carter would fall asleep, which he would sometimes, Eric would take him into the side-by-side, hold him until he woke up, bring him right back up to me, put him back on the horse, and let him go the rest of the day.
Have you ever observed Eric sick or injured?
Yes. So my brother and I are very close. And so when he was an adult, he played sports all growing up. But when he was an adult, he liked to play adult softball. He did get hit a few times. He got hit by a ball, and these games would go to like midnight, 1 o'clock. He would call me at 1 o'clock in the morning if he got hit to tell me my leg hurts. I don't know if something happened, if it is broken a little bit, if it's just bruised. And I would answer the phone no matter what time it was and say, hey, do you need me to come get you? What can I do to help you? And he'd be like, oh, I think I can toughen it out. I'll call you in the morning and let you know. But honestly, it didn't matter if he was in another country. He called me from other countries to tell me he didn't feel well. So if his mental or physical well-being was ever in question, he would call me.
Other than allergy medication, have you ever seen Eric use an over-the-counter drug?
The only thing I've ever seen him use is Advil.
Have you ever seen Eric use prescription drugs?
No.
Have you ever seen Eric use illicit drugs?
No, growing up, my mom was a drug and alcohol counselor. She taught us the dangers of those, and really ingrained that in us.
Were you and Eric working on any future plans when he died?
Yes. So we were planning a trip to Disneyland that year to take our kids. He has a child. His middle child, Ashton, is extraordinary in math. We were finding programs to get Ashton enrolled in that summer for coding so that we could kind of harness that math. He's only 7 at the time, but he's just outstanding. So we had just barely gone to the zoo together. We kind of just planned our lives together. We talked all the time.
Are you familiar with the home that Eric lived in when he died?
Yes, I owned it and I sold it to my brother.
Scott, if you can bring up 1-1, please, for the honor for everybody but the joint. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Is that the home that you
Yes.
sold to Eric and he lived in?
Yes.
Is it an accurate depiction of that home?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit 1-1.
No objection.
1-1 is admitted. Bear with me. Here you go.
Where Ms. Richards is in, is that home located?
That is in Francis, Utah.
And is it, it looks like it's on a cul-de-sac. Is it on a cul-de-sac?
Correct. It's on a cul-de-sac.
When did you sell him the home?
In the latter part of 2012.
Have you been to the home regularly between then and when Eric died?
Yes.
Do you know how many homes are on that cul-de-sac today?
So on that cul-de-sac, there's 7 homes with driveways that go into that road and cul-de-sac.
And do you know how many homes and roads were on, homes and driveways were on that cul-de-sac in 2019?
Yeah, all the homes were built out by 2016.
Scott, can you bring up 4-1? Ma'am, do you recognize that document?
Yes, this is my brother's prenuptial agreement with Corey.
And how do you recognize it?
I saw it the day they signed it. So on the day of his wedding is when they both signed it.
Is 1-5 too fast for y'all? Seemed a little fast.
All right for me.
I like it.
I'm gonna try it again and see how it works.
And I read through it with him on the day of his wedding.
Your Honor, state moves to admit 4-1.
No objection.
4-1's admitted.
I'm gonna leave it up there just for a minute for the jury, but I'm gonna come back to that with them later. I'm not gonna discuss that with you.
Okay.
Thanks, man. I would like to turn now to the morning that Eric died. Did there come a time in the early morning, March 4th, 2022, that you received a phone call about Eric?
Yes, it was early in the morning.
Who called you?
My dad did.
What did he say?
It's not easy. He was screaming and crying and said, Eric's not breathing, Eric's not breathing.
Where were you when you received that call?
So my daughter was sick. She was only 3 at the time. And she had just thrown up. I had taken her out of her room and brought her into my room. And I had just set her on the bed. And my husband had gone into the room to check on my other daughter that was a little bit older to make sure she was okay. I just set her on the bed and I had my phone with me. I set it on the bed and I saw my dad calling. And I picked up and said, Dad, how did you know I was up with my sick little girl? And he started, oh, that's when he said, Eric's not breathing, Eric's not breathing. I screamed. I fell to the floor. My husband heard me and came running in, and I was screaming, he's not breathing. My husband thought that it was my daughter since she had just thrown up. So he ran over to her and said, she's okay, Katie, she's okay. And I said, no, it's Eric. And so I picked up my daughter that was right there. My husband went and got my other baby out of bed, and we ran out of the house.
Did you go to Eric's house?
Yeah, we went straight to my brother's house.
Who was there when you arrived?
Sorry, guys. That was just first in my life. When I got there was a bunch of emergency personnel, police officers, and Corey and her mom, Lisa, were there.
Did you see the boys?
That was one of the first things I did was try to find my nephews. They were in Ashton's room. I don't know how to orient you guys to the house. So as you walk in, Carter's room was to the right, and then you walk down a hall, and Ashton's room was the first room on the left, then it was Weston's room, then a bathroom, and then my brother's room. So the boys were located in Ashton's room. So there were police everywhere. There was EMS. I didn't know everything that was going on, but I didn't want the boys right there where everyone was. There's police right outside their door. So I went and got them and took them upstairs. So in my brother's house, you go up some stairs, and over the garage, there's a bonus room. And they had everything in there. They had a TV, a Nintendo, all their toys in there. So I took them up there because I didn't want them by all the hustle and bustle of all the police and everything. So I took them up there, got them situated, then ran outside to my car to get my husband and my 2 daughters so that my husband could watch the boys and make sure that they were okay.
We'll talk more about the boys that day. Were you able to observe Corey Richards that morning?
Yes, I did.
When you walked into the home, what were your immediate observations of him?
So like I had told you, we had gone on plenty of family vacations together. Corey had been on the family vacations with us. I walked in, I kind of flung through the door, and I saw Corey standing on the other side of the staircase. She just shook her head at me. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I apologize. And I knew right then my brother was gone. And I fell to the floor. She stayed over there. I observed that she was not how she normally was when we would go on overnights. She was very well put together. She had a matching pajama-esque outfit on. Her hair was all done up. She wasn't crying like I was. She wasn't hysterical. Just stood there and shook her head no at me.
What, if anything, did you observe about Corey Richards' interactions that morning with your boys?
There weren't any until later in the morning. So, like I told you, my husband stayed up with the boys. I went up and down. My sister came up and down. A few people came up and down to check on the boys. I did not see her go up and check on the boys. And I repeatedly asked her, when can we tell the boys? I think we need to tell the boys. I kept coming down saying, I think the boys need to know. It wasn't until they wheeled my brother's body out, and I stood by the stairs, at the top of the stairs, to make sure my nephews didn't come out to see, because we didn't want it to see. And my husband was in the room with them. So they wheeled my brother's body out. My husband did his best. My daughter was throwing up, and he was trying to block it from the boys so that they didn't see my brother being wheeled out. The boys did see my brother being wheeled out. My husband came out and told me that they were upset. And so we walked down and talked to Lisa, Corey's mom, and Corey again. And I said, the boys are really upset. They just saw Eric wheeled out. I think we need to tell them. And Lisa said, I guess we better. And Corey said, yep, bring him down. So then we brought him down. And that's the first I saw her interact with him.
Were you there when Corey Richards told her sons that their father had died?
Yes. So my husband and I brought the kids down. We're sitting on a couch, and in my brother's living room, they have a couch that kind of goes like this, like kind of curves around. So my husband was sitting on the edge with our daughters. I was sitting next to them. Weston, my brother's youngest, that was 5 at the time, was sitting in between me and Corey. Corey was on the other side, and then the other 2 boys were in front of us.
What did she say?
She let them know that their dad would not be coming back, that he was gone.
Just like that?
Yes, to my recollection.
Did there come a time shortly after that when she spoke alone with her middle son, Ashton?
Yeah, so right after she told the kids, Ashton got upset and went to his room. So his room was that room that they had been in. I went and checked on Ashton multiple times, and I remember him on his bed. He was on his bed with his covers pulled up, and I sat on the bed, and I tried to console him, but he wanted his mom. I tried so hard to console him, but he wanted his mom. So I came out and told Corey that Ashton was very upset, and I thought she should go in. It took me a couple times of coming out to tell her, and I finally came out and I said, Corey, I'm not his mom. I'm not his dad. He just lost his dad. He's very upset. I cannot console him. Can you please come in and talk to him? So she came into the room to talk to him. He got out of bed and ran to her. So they met kind of in the middle of the room. They held on to each other and then sat down on the floor, and I sat right next to him.
What did they discuss?
She was just consoling him, so just trying to get him to calm down. Right, with Ashton, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
What did they discuss? She was just trying to console him.
Did they discuss Eric's Apple Watch?
They discussed Eric's Apple Watch later.
Okay,
So
we'll get to that.
okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Did there come a time when Corey Richards was consoling Ashton there and she was interrupted?
Yes. So Brianne Sorensen, which I believe was Ronnie, Corey's brother's fiance at the time. I think they were engaged at the time. She came in to talk to Corey. It was really interesting because Corey was consoling, and then she immediately kind of stopped and focused on, they would call her Bree. And Bree started talking about the closing of the Midway Mansion.
Does this need, we need to go into that, Mr. Weber? I guess what I'm saying is anything further regarding that necessary to develop?
Your Honor, today's next question will be, how did Corey react?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So sustained for what Bree said is not admissible. Don't consider.
Well, Your Honor, the content of the call, the content of the discussion.
Well, Corey's side of it is not what they're objecting to. I think it's just that fact. Am I right, Ms. Nestor?
Yes, sir. We're objecting to what Bree said.
Take it from there. I understand the contours here. Let's just wait for the next question.
Okay. How did Corey react to what Bree said?
Corey was very businesslike, very telling Bree exactly what to do. And I was dumbfounded. And I looked at Corey and said, "You can't tell me you're going to close on that Midway Mansion when my brother just died." And she looked at me matter of fact and said, "Yeah, absolutely. He has nothing to do with it. The money's already gone through. It's all my business. I'm going to."
What about the Apple Watch?
So the Apple Watch, Ashton, once he eventually came out of his room, he went and got my brother's Apple Watch. Corey was standing by him. She took it from him and he said, "I want my dad's watch." So I watched her take the watch, delete the entire watch, everything off of it, and then give it back to Ashton.
On the morning that Eric died, did Corey Richards say anything about the house that they were living in?
Yes, she told me, so the house, the 282 Willow Court that they were living in with their kids, she told me she was going to sell it.
Did anything about that strike you as odd?
Yes, I honestly could not function. I couldn't even figure out like what was for dinner that night. I had just lost one of the most important people in my whole entire life. And she was planning on selling the house that he had just been wheeled out of, closing on a multi-million-dollar mansion. I could not wrap my head around it.
The point that Eric died, who did the house belong to?
When Eric died,
too.
the house was to Eric. Eric was the trustee of his trust. So the house was in a trust, and Eric was the trustee.
When he died, he became the trustee.
I became the trustee.
After Eric died, did Corey Richards have the ability to sell the house?
No, she did not.
That morning, did Corey Richards say anything about Eric's stonemasonry business?
Yes. She had a plan for how she was going to run his stonemasonry business. She was going to hire one of his best friends. His name is TJ. TJ worked for Eric's business partner's dad and had grown up working with Eric and Eric's business partner, Cody, and Cody's family in their family business. And he still worked with Cody's dad, Shannon. So she said that she was going to hire TJ to run Eric's portion of the business for her and that he would take care of all of it.
So am I right that the morning of Eric's death, Corey Richards told you her plans on purchasing the Midway Mansion, selling the home she lived in, and running Eric Richards' business?
Correct.
Do you recall a family meeting that was held on March the 5th, 2022, the day after Eric died?
Yes, I did.
What was the purpose of that meeting?
It was to start preparing for the services for Eric.
And who participated in the meeting?
So myself, my husband, Clint, my sister was there, Amy, her husband, Andrew, my dad, Gene, his friend, Tisha, Corey's brother, Ronald Darden, or Ronnie, as they call him, her half-brother, DJ, her, I believe Bree was there as well, his fiance, and then her mother, Lisa.
Did you know Eric's wishes regarding burial,
Yes, my brother wanted to be buried.
as opposed to cremation?
Yes, my family is very big on burial and not cremation.
Did in the course of that family meeting, the topic of cremation rise?
Yes, so we had gone through and planned the whole funeral. My brother would be buried by my mom, who the where he would be buried at, who the pallbearers would be, everything to like who would talk, who would say prayers, stuff like that. And at the very end, when I thought we kind of had it all wrapped up, Lisa Darden, Corey's mother, said, "When are we going to talk about that Eric wanted to be cremated?"
Did you observe Corey react to her mother raising cremation?
Yes, I did. She looked shocked, like she was caught off guard at first. And then she went into it and said, oh yeah, he told me that he didn't want any bugs crawling on him after he was dead. It freaked him out. So we're cremating him. And I went on to ask, I said, Corey, why did we just do a whole entire funeral based around the casket, the burial, the pallbearers, sorry, excuse me. And now you're just bringing up cremation. And she played it off and said, oh, well, isn't that what you do when you cremate him? And to that point, I said no. And then my dad started getting visibly upset because he knew his son wanted to be buried.
I need to take care of some business with handwriting samples, okay? Okay. Your Honor, Mayor Approach. I'm heading to witness 8-49. Ms. Richards, are you familiar with that exhibit?
Yes, I am.
Generally, what is it?
So these are all handwriting samples from my brother, whether it be when he signed his name or stuff at work or for his will, any of that stuff.
Can you please just come through each of the tabs? I think there's 14 of them.
16.
16.
Do I have to pay super close attention or am I okay?
No, I just want to make sure you know what they are.
Okay.
You've seen them before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, if you're comfortable that you've seen them before, there's no need to flip.
Yeah.
For K1, did you get those documents from the lender on the 282 Willow Creek Road property?
Correct.
And are they accurate copies of what you received from the lender?
Yes.
Did you then submit those to the Bennett Fuller Law Firm?
Correct.
On K2, did you receive those haircut receipts from Cody Wright?
Yeah. So they're also receipts from like Wasatch Steel, different. I know there is a haircut one in here, but yeah, they're all different receipts.
Receipts from Cody Wright?
Yeah.
Did you provide them to Bennett Fuller?
Yes, I did.
Turn please to K3 or tab 3. Under that tab, did you receive some tax documents from Greg White, some payroll documents from Integrated Solutions, and a hunting license?
Yes, these are all my brother's documents.
And did you submit those under tab 3 to Bennett Fuller?
Only one I'm not 100% sure about is the hunting license, if I submitted that or not. I can't remember that one.
Okay. On K4, did you receive the check there from Allison Wright?
Correct.
And did you get the loan documents on K4 from the lender on the 282 Willow Creek Road property?
Yes.
Did you submit those documents to tab 4 to Bennett Fuller?
Yes.
Tab 5, did you retrieve that driver's license from the mortuary that Eric's body was taken to?
Yes.
And did you submit that to Bennett Fuller?
Yes.
For tab 7, skipping 6, going to 7, did you receive those various construction contracts from Cody Wright?
Yes.
And then did you give them to Bennett Fuller?
Correct.
For K11, did you obtain those healthcare records from IHC? Was that Intermountain Health something?
Yeah, Intermountain Healthcare.
Got it.
IHC's their old branding.
Did you submit those to Bennett Fuller?
Yes, I did.
For K12, did you receive copies of those checks and CNA business records from Allison Wright?
Yes.
And did you give them to Bennett Fuller?
Yes, I did.
For K13, there's some materials from a Ford dealership. Did you receive those from your husband, Clint Benson?
Yes.
And did you submit those to Bennett Fuller?
Yes.
Finally, for K14, is that a document from Weller Recreation Center that you received from your father?
Yes.
And did you give that to Bennett Fuller?
Yes, I did.
And did you give everything to Bennett Fuller in the same identical condition that you received it in?
Yes.
Thank you. Ma'am, I don't have any further questions from you at the moment. The defense attorney is probably well, okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, this is going to be a fairly lengthy cross. It's going to go past noon. I don't know if you want to break now or if you want me to just plow in and then we'll break in the middle.
You're pressuring.
Yes.
Well, it looks like you stretch your legs. We're going to come up with a plan here about what to do about the lunch hour. I just need a few minutes to figure it out. Okay, please rise for the jury. Tracy, you can do that. We're going to get a corral for future witnesses, I promise. Okay, let's have a discussion about how to handle witnesses that are in both the state's list and the defendant's list. Ms. Nestor, what is the defendant's request?
So here's our request. There are probably,
Your Honor, can I pause? Can you excuse the witness?
yeah, that's fine.
That would make sense. Yeah. Do you, and is that so that she doesn't hear this discussion?
Right.
Yeah. Do you mind stepping out in the lobby for a minute? You can take it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's her cup. Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I knew this was coming because of conversations we've had with witnesses, but there are multiple witnesses that the state is going to call, including Ms. Richards Benson, who also have information that relates to our case. She's just one, there's lots more. Obviously, if the state is going to shut us down from asking any topic that he didn't cover in direct, then we're going to have to recall all of these people. And this trial is going to get a lot longer, inconvenience a lot more people.
It's the exact same amount of time. Tell me why it would be longer. Because it complicates the directed verdict motion.
Because of the fact that all of these witnesses will be required to come back twice, get resworn. We're going to have to lay a foundation again that's already been laid to refresh the memory of jurors. We're going to have to go back over topics that have already been talked about just to refresh the memory of the jurors. We're going to be using exhibits that are already here, keyed up, ready to go. This court has the ability to control what happens in this courtroom. If you want us to call these people twice, we will, but it seems a ridiculous imposition of burden on not only the witnesses, but the jurors to have to say, we're going to hear from them now and in 2 weeks from now. It's perfectly within your power to say, we're going to do everything this jury needs to do now. The state has the ability to come back on redirect and address anything that we bring up that they didn't bring up. But it seems a very inefficient way to run a trial. And it seems to be super hard on these witnesses to have to come back here twice and go through this 2 weeks apart. And especially what happens if something happens to them? What happens if she gets sick or she leaves the country and I'm stuck and I didn't get a chance to redo her? Then we've got a real problem in terms of the trial and the record. So, I mean, I've just never had a judge require me to do that unless it's just really unusual circumstances. So we're asking that every witness where we have information that the state decides not to go into, to let us do it now, not have to recall this witness and then finally excuse her from her subpoena responsibilities.
You understand that to the extent the state raises relevance objections to your direct of this witness or another, I'm only going to have what's in the record so far. I won't have the whole picture to rule on that relevance objection.
I am not worried about anything we're going to talk with her about being decided to be relevant. I mean, it's clearly relevant. I'm just not worried about that. Yeah, I mean, we're only talking to her about what happened with Eric, with this case, we're not going into anything outside of that.
Okay. Mr. Bloodworth.
Your Honor, the state prefers to present its case in an order that the state believes will provide a proper narrative to the jury without interruption. Sometimes a proper way to present a case is not the most efficient way to present a case. And in an aggravated murder case, propriety has to take precedence over efficiency. So far, all these witnesses are local. I could see perhaps if there's an out-of-town witness, rather than inconveniencing the witness with an extended stay or repeated travel, we could make an exception. But as the rule, this trial is no different than any other trial where, pursuant to the rules, the scope of cross-examination is limited by the scope of direct. Thank you.
Ms. Nestor, we'll take this on a witness-by-witness basis. With respect to Ms. Richmond-Benson, I imagine she's going to be in the courtroom every single day. And if she's not, she's certainly subject to the subpoena power of the court. And has somebody subpoenaed her so she can't beg out of appearing?
I mean, Katie appeared today pursuant to the state's subpoena.
Okay. And that subpoena lists the entire trial, correct?
It does. I have not yet released her from it, as
right.
we do some witnesses.
Right. And so as long as I make clear to her that pursuant to that subpoena, she can be recalled at the order of the court, any danger that you were expecting, Ms. Nestor, is mitigated.
It also means she can't stay in the trial for the rest and have to be excused under the exclusionary rule. So.
Katie is it Katie or Amy that's the designated victim rep?
Amy.
Your Honor, the state had designated two victim reps, and it was Katie and Amy.
I understand you objecting to the two.
We do. We object to two. We don't object to Amy.
Right.
Right.
The state has to make a choice. If you'd like to proceed as you suggest, you're entitled to do so. That's fine, especially because Katie is subject to the subpoena power of the court. We can make sure that she comes back. But the statute talks in terms of one victim rep. The exclusionary rule says what it says. So the decision before the state is, do you want to, for this witness, allow direct to occur today so that there's no basis upon which to exclude Katie going forward, or proceed with the presentation of testimony as the state sees fit, understanding that may require exclusion of Katie. And I apologize for using first names. There's a lot of Richards. It's just easier. No informality is intended. Exclusion of Katie until her direct is completed in the defense case.
Your Honor, how about this? Was the court about to take a lunch break with the jury?
Well, is food here?
No.
Okay, so it'll be a bit. So I want to keep using time. So I thought we could use.
Did not count that super sticker towards the goal. That's bullshit.
What the fuck?
That's fucked
Because
up.
it's not yellow, technically.
No, it is. It is yellow.
Well, it's enough to be yellow, but I think it's only yellow if it's a super chat. So super stickers must not count.
Oh my god.
Right.
They just had to go and complicate that situation, huh?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Damn.
Use another. It would have been an hour now, 45 minutes.
Sure, Your Honor. Can I use that time for examination within the scope of direct? And then we take a lunch break. It will allow me to consult with Eric's family regarding
Exclusion.
the exclusion. It will also allow me, Your Honor, to refresh my memory. We had at the time, the state had appointed 2 victim representatives, despite the language of the statute. We had briefed case law which expanded that language, and I just need to look back at that.
Yeah, I'm happy to be educated. But Ms. Nestor, may we proceed stepwise in that fashion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, we'll invite Katie back in, we'll invite the jury back in, we will complete cross-examination of Ms. Richens-Benson. We'll take a lunch break, we'll sort out whether you want to proceed with her, whether I will allow you to proceed with her direct examination in your defense case today.
Also, just to make sure I'm clear, so Mr. Bloodworth brought up to Ms. Richens-Benson the fact that she was the trustee. She testified about that, about the trustee and the assets being in the trustee, and that Corey could not sell the home according to her.
That was her understanding.
Correct. So that means I can go into anything about the trust?
It means you can ask her, you can seek to show that her understanding was incorrect.
Well, I have a pretty lengthy cross dealing with the trust, and I want to bring in the actual trust itself, the document, and I do believe the door's been open, so I'm just clarifying that I can go into all that as part of following up on what he brought out direct.
Well, you got to be a little bit more. Oh, hold on. My apologies. Missed call. My bad. You're speaking in generalities, so it's hard for me to give you a rule.
So one of the documents I want to use is the trust document itself.
Sure.
The state has not introduced it, but they have opened the door to it, in my opinion.
We've opened the door to questions about what is your understanding based on
Perfect.
why you think that.
Perfect. That's what I
Have you
need.
ever seen this document?
That's what I need.
But if the trust is, to my memory, several pages long, I know that her testimony relates to most of it.
I probably won't even admit it. I'm just going to use it for her to look at it to refresh and when she's answering questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, just to be clear, that within the scope of Corey Richens' ability to dispose of the home.
Yeah, more specifically, Ms. Richens-Benson's personal subjective understanding of
Correct.
Corey Richens' ability to dispose of the home.
And not all the myriad of other subjects.
Like there's all the
matters.
C, like isn't the trust going to all the C&E masonry interest and all that stuff?
It does.
Yeah, she did testify in that. Okay. All right.
Well, I assume they'll object and let me know if they think I go too far.
As both sides of the B do in trial. Anything further before we invite Ms. Richens-Benson back in?
No, sir.
Mr. Bloodworth?
No, sir.
Let's do that first. Folks, have a seat. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. We'll proceed with cross-examination of Ms. Richens-Benson. Then we'll take a lunch break. Thank you for your patience. Ms. Nestor, take it back.
May I please the court? Good morning. We've never officially been introduced, but I know we've seen each other a whole lot. But again, my name is Kathy Nestor, and I'm one of Corey's attorneys. So I want to talk to you about, I want to go back a couple of years before Eric passed. You mentioned in your direct testimony that you are the trustee of a trust that Eric created. Is that right?
Correct.
And may I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Of course.
I'm handing you a document that's been marked as IMP KRB1. Okay. Take just a second and look at that document and tell me if you recognize it. I certainly don't expect you to read the whole thing, but just tell me if you know what that is. Okay, you ready? Yeah. So do you recognize that document? Yes. What is that document?
It's the Eric Richens Living Trust.
And is that the trust that you were referring to in your direct examination?
When Mr.
Bloodworth was
yeah,
questioning.
with the house. Yes, this is the trust.
And that's the document that makes you the trustee if Eric should pass away.
Correct.
All right. Your Honor, at this point, I'd like to introduce this as Defense Exhibit 3001 on the impeachment. We're going to start it with number 3.
Mr. Bloodworth.
Your Honor, no objections to the admission of the document. Still, of course, is going to admit it. I plan to admit it through the witness that prepared it. The state's just pausing on the nomenclature. We've referenced this document in other exhibit numbers, which
We can resolve that going forward. We can come up with a common vernacular at some point.
right.
Okay.
Okay, but as to admission, no objection.
So just for the record, if anybody wants to read this, the Eric Richens Living Trust dated November 3rd, 2020 is admitted
All right. And that's going to be Exhibit 3001, Your
for
Honor.
the time being.
Yes.
We'll see if we
Change
come up with
it.
a different vernacular going forward.
That's fine. Okay. Can you turn for me to section 1.03 of the trust?
And Ms. Nestor, will you let me know when you're ready to publish whatever you want to publish?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you see that? Does that list the objectives of the trust? Just to refresh your memory, let me know when you're finished reviewing it.
Oh, okay, sorry. What
That
was your
refresh
question
your memory a
again?
little bit. So is it fair to say that Eric's objective, as put in writing in the very beginning of this big old trust document, was to provide for both my wife and our children during any time I am incapacitated and after my death?
That's what's in there. Yes.
So
I'm sorry. Can we publish this to the jury? We're seeing it on our screens for the jury.
Yeah, she didn't ask
can
me
you
to.
publish?
Would you like to?
Yes, sir. Thank you. That would be helpful. All right. And you agree that it was your understanding that this trust would provide for both Corey and the boys. Is that right?
It would provide to the beneficiaries, and those 4 are the beneficiaries.
And Corey was a beneficiary of this trust.
She was a beneficiary of the trust.
And that's what Eric wanted.
I think the document
Your
speaks
Honor,
for itself.
objection.
I'll withdraw, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay. So basically there was as trustee, what is your understanding of your role as trustee? What is your role?
It's to administer the trust.
And what does that mean to you?
So to carry out my brother's wishes.
And with respect to the reality of that, there's the trust that holds assets. Is that your understanding? It holds his assets, whatever they are.
Correct.
And that includes cash and money and items, right?
Yes.
And you're supposed to see over that money and those assets
Correct. As the trustee.
and protect them, right?
Correct.
And distribute them to the beneficiaries as needed throughout their lifetime.
Based on what the trust says.
And that's your understanding of kind of your job, right?
Correct.
And as trustee, you get paid.
No.
You're not taking any fee.
So my brother did put in the trust that I could be paid and I could reimburse myself for the time spent. I've never once been paid for the time that I spent. So I chose not to.
That's very generous of you. And that's because you want those boys to get everything they can, I'm sure.
I want all the beneficiaries to get everything they're entitled to.
Okay, thank you. So let's say 2 months after Eric died, Corey wanted to buy a car. She could do that, but she would have to ask you first, right?
I know the feeling.
As a trustee.
Rick always gets.
Can you reframe that? So with money from the trust, she wants to buy the car.
Right.
There's a lot of litigation. So she did a lawsuit 3 weeks after my brother passed to try to set aside the trust.
Okay.
So there's a lot of litigation. So I would work with my attorneys to figure out what was proper.
Let me ask it this way. What is your understanding of what, if there was no litigation, what you as a trustee of the trust were meant to do if one of the beneficiaries needed some money, if one of the boys wanted to go to private school, if Corey wanted to buy a car? What was the process from your understanding?
So the trust was actually just split into 2 separate trusts. One for his 3 boys, who are the primary beneficiaries, and then another trust for Corey. And you'll have to forgive me, I don't have the whole thing memorized.
Oh, of course not.
But it said in there what the money could be used for.
All right. So if Corey wanted to spend some money out of the trust that was authorized in your opinion under the trust, it would be your job to say, yes, here is the money and give her a check, right?
Correct.
And one of the things the trust authorized was care and maintenance of their home. Is that right?
So that the home is a trust asset.
Okay. So if the house needed repair, the trust could pay for that.
Correct.
If the trust could pay for the mortgage payments,
Correct.
the trust could pay for insurance on the house.
Correct.
So in the year after Eric died, how much money did Corey ask you for to pay for anything related to the house, to her, to anything?
Pause for 1 second.
Your Honor, objection in reference to discussion.
Exceeds the scope. Yes. Sustained.
Okay. Did the trust pay any mortgage payments on the home after Eric died?
Ms. Nestor, it's the same objection.
Okay.
Sustained.
Has the trust reimbursed family members for costs paid to a private investigator?
Plus 1. Go ahead.
Same objection, scope, Your Honor.
We're well outside the scope of direct, Ms. Nestor. Sustained.
Can I approach?
Sure. Nestor, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just 1 minute. I'm trying to comply with the ruling. Just give me 1 second because I think there's another topic that I'm going to have to save for direct. Yeah, I think so. All right. I want to talk to you about the day of Eric's death. You mentioned, I believe you mentioned that when you got there, Corey looked put together, correct? She was in pajamas. Is that right?
Like a matching sweatsuit.
She was in a matching sweats.
Like sweatsuit, pajamas. I don't know the technical,
Okay.
what they were sold as.
And you said her hair was fixed.
it was pulled up.
It was pulled up in a messy bun. Is that what you recall?
But yeah, it was pulled up, neatly done.
Her hair was neatly done. That's what you recall.
Yeah, looked similar to today, just on top of her head.
And you also said that you went to the ground and she just stood there and did not comfort you in any way.
Not that I recall.
Okay. Katie, can you please, just for the witness only, Your Honor, we'd like to play a clip. This is State's Exhibit 1-4.
Pause 1 second. Does this have sound? It won't now.
Doesn't have sound, I don't think.
Okay.
So only for her to review.
Well, hold on a second. It's real hard for me to do only the witness.
Oh, I mean the witness and counsel.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mr. Butler.
It's S1-4.
Your Honor.
Of course.
I can just stop when we say stop. That's fine with me. Okay, I think we're going to pull up their amended one that they just served like 2 days ago.
No problem. Table. Scott, you let me know when you're ready to go. This is like watching paint dry. That's not fair to you. So let's give you a lunch break. Counsel, we have brought lunch for the jury in today. Is a 30-minute lunch break agreeable?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. We will take a break until 12:40. Katie, if you'd sit tight for me for 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. Please rise for the jury. During this lunch break, it's as if you are still on the stand and it's not a take-home exam. So I need you to isolate yourself, not talk to anybody.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 30 minutes. Just keep it to yourself. If you need to grab a sandwich or from somebody else, that's fine.
Okay.
We just can't have you conferring with anybody about anything. Make sense? Thank you. Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, anything further?
Your Honor, can I retrieve 849?
Of course. Ms. Nestor, anything further?
No, sir.
We'll be in recess until 12:40. Thank you for your patience.
Well, what if the court clerk wants to come down and give her opinion on the trial? Is that good? Is that fine? Let everybody know that she's guilty, Murdaugh style. I don't know what to tell you, Lubin. It should be fine. It's probably just my voice.
No, it sounds good now. But that was the other thing though, is a lot of the instructions that the judge is giving in this, they were always asked for with Kanoni. They were always asked for by counsel instead of just like freely given by Kanoni. So it's kind of a stark difference in this one.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll I know it's going to get a little bit better here with this witness. So we'll see. See what happens.
Mr. Bloodworth.
Your Honor, the state has just filed a motion to designate, this is how we've been operating before. I'm trying to find the original designation, but to designate Katie Richens Benson a victim representative. The statute provides for plural victim representatives. The, beginning with defense counsel's cross-examination today was the first time that the state had any notice that the defense wanted to call Katie Richens Benson as a witness. She's not been subpoenaed. She's not been on any of the Rule 16 designations. And so we have proceeded, we called her early so that she could get her testimony out the way, and proceeded in a good faith understanding that she would then be allowed to participate in watching the remainder of the trial without being subject to the exclusionary rule.
I understand the state's position. Okay. Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor.
Oh.
Well, we don't want to call her as a witness. We want to cross-examine her, and they're stopping me from doing that.
No, stay focused on the issue at hand here. Co-designation of Ms. Richens Benson.
We object.
And tell me why.
Because the statute provides for one.
It doesn't. It provides for up to more than one. If you look at the language of it. And so you have another reason?
Oh.
I don't know why there's special circumstances that require them to have two in this case.
It's not a requirement. They're asking for permission.
We object.
Tell me why.
Because it's going to interfere with my ability to cross-examine her if I have to recall this witness and she sits through all of the testimony.
Have you ever listed her as a witness in your case?
We were not aware that they were going to stop me from doing this until about a day ago. So as far
no, she's never been listed as a witness.
She has never been. I'm sorry. She's on our.
Damn, he said, "Is that a no?"
Right.
Like I asked you.
Through the bullshit.
Yeah, like she needs to stop yelling at the judge.
Yeah, I don't. He doesn't dislike her, but he ain't playing her bullshit.
No.
Like that. He ain't playing that bullshit. Gator don't play that bullshit.
Witness list. Okay. Are you sure? I don't think that's right.
For example, if I search for the name Richens on your witness list, it does not appear.
No, but we are happy to file an amended witness list and add her if I can't cross-examine her now.
You can cross-examine her within the scope of direct, regardless of whether she's on your witness list and regardless of whether she is a co-victim representative. The only thing this impacts is whether there's any prejudice to defendant if she's a co-witness representative who is not excluded.
So here's the problem. So if she's allowed to sit through the trial, then it affects my Sixth Amendment right to cross-examine her because she's been impacted and heard the testimony of every single witness in the case.
Would you pause there? Do you mean cross-examine or direct examine?
Well, direct. When I recall her, if I cross her now, I would do it now. But if she gets to then have the benefit of sitting through the trial and hearing everyone else's testimony, and then when I direct her, she's hostile, so I'll probably ask to cross her because she is a hostile witness and I am entitled to do that. And if that happens, then that does prejudice us because she's got the benefit of being able to shape her testimony around everybody else's that she's already listened to. So it is a prejudice. And I don't know that there's any compelling reason to let her stay that outweighs that prejudice, or just let me do it now. I mean, that's their decision, but that is a prejudice and that's very real.
Okay. Anything further?
No.
All right. Under Utah Code 7738(9), subsection 2, the court shall designate a representative or representatives of the victim. The legislature, in crafting that language, contemplated situations in which more than one victim representative would be appropriate. An aggravated murder case is certainly among the situations in which the family of a decedent might want to spread that burden and duty across two family members. The court finds that the state's request to designate Ms. Katie Richens Benson as a co-victim representative under Utah Code 7738-9 is supported by the language of the statute and a good faith request. Moreover, the defendant's arguments regarding prejudice are not persuasive for two reasons. One, Ms. Richens Benson has never been listed by the defendant as a trial witness that they intended to call in their defense case. And more practically, the court finds that she likely already knows all of the admissible and inadmissible evidence in this case, and there is no additional or marginal prejudice by allowing her to be in the courtroom during the testimony of other witnesses. The state's request to designate Ms. Katie Richens Benson as a co-victim representative under Utah Code 7738-9 is great. On that basis, the court does not have the authority to exclude her under the exclusionary law. Mr. Bloodworth, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sweet woman.
Are we ready for the jury and the witness, Ms. Nestor?
Just one moment.
Yeah.
Did we swap it? Everything's set. Okay.
Do we want to take a look at it before?
I think we're good. I think we've all agreed on it.
Let's just take a quick look.
Do you want to show it real quick?
What's up, sweet woman?
Not much. Just got home.
Hi, sweet woman.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Concert, where you at?
All right.
When does the Sweet Woman concert series kick back up?
I think Dave Matthews in June is the first one I have. I think.
That's a good one.
Concerts aren't fun right now.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm going to Rush.
Ooh, when's that?
That's in September. Bruno Mars, September. Zach Bryan.
Sounds like you got a good little summer coming.
Yeah. Oh, Ed Sheeran and what's his name? Tim McGraw. I think that's all I have right now.
Still early.
Watching boring trial testimony.
It is early. No, I had dinner at Patriot Place with a couple former co-workers from a while back, so it was nice catching up.
Nice.
What'd you eat?
Yeah.
Did you eat your hand sandwich?
No ham sandwich.
No ham sandwiches.
Pizza. We went to that Citizen Crust, Mary B.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good.
Sounds excelente.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just what we're doing. Let's do
I
it.
heard her attorney has got quite the attitude.
Yeah, she's very yelly.
She's a little snarky.
Yeah, well, that's only one of them too. There's another one that's you'll see
All right.
later on.
Well, let's see it.
But this last ruling that the judge made, I think was one of the best rulings, and it was nice and quick. You know, I mean, you only have a limited amount of family members, and if there were anybody that couldn't make it to the court, you know, it is understandable that they would want to spread out like the family member role in the court to multiple people for that reason. So I think that makes complete sense.
Anything my king says is right.
Good point. You got a point. All right, here we go.
Is that the clip? Okay, very good. Let's invite Ms. Richens Benson back in. Very good. Katie, you're still under oath. Okay. You ready for the jury, Mr. Bloodworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. No.
You know, the good thing about watching trial testimony is I can take my iPad and go smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yes. Awesome.
I can't do that.
Purple Kool-Aid done already? I've been watching y'all chat up in there. Y'all having a blast. Y'all just having a great old time in there.
Yep. Sorry.
I gotta listen to him. I haven't listened to him before. So I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I'll check him out one day.
Heard like one of his spaces, but that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's do it.
Just because I disappear doesn't mean y'all get to. I'm on my iPad. What's up, Carolyn Forth?
All right, folks, have a seat. Thank you very much. Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Good afternoon, Ms. Regent Benson. So when we took a break, I had confirmed with you that it's your recollection that Corey had sweatsuit, matching sweatsuit, and fixed hair, and that she did not comfort you when you fell to the ground. Is that correct?
To my recollection.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to watch a clip from that morning that was taken off of an officer's body cam and see if you can confirm that that's in fact you and Corey that morning. Katie, can you play it? Is that you in the clip?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, Your Honor, at this point I moved to admit is exhibit maybe 3001 for now.
3002.
I'm sorry, 3002? Yeah. 3002, that's correct.
Your Honor, no objection to admission. We'll figure out nomenclature later.
Sounds good.
And just for the purpose of the jury, just a short explanation that we will supplement this with a blurred version, but for now there's just a black box over where the children's photos are since it's being played publicly. But that'll, if it goes back to the jury room, that box will be removed and the pictures will just be blurred. Thanks, Steve. All right, so as you're watching this clip, there's an officer there, but that's Corey right there, right? And she's squatting down to hug you. Is that right? Katie, could you play that again?
I'm sorry, this is hard with two Katies.
There are two Katies. I'm sorry. I'll call you Ms. Richards Benson.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that's Corey. Freeze it right there, Katie Nestor. Okay, and that hair right there, that's what you're saying she had fixed? Just her hair up and messy like that?
Yeah, as you can see, mine was down and messy and didn't have contacts in anything.
Sure. So both of you had messy hair, and she's also clearly wearing pajamas. Does that refresh your memory that she's not in a sweatsuit? She was in pajamas.
I am not a fashionista, so to me, that's a sweatsuit or pajamas, just to be honest.
Okay, and then keep playing, Ms. Nestor. And that's her squatting down to comfort you while you're on the ground, and that's y'all hugging, right?
Correct.
So your memory about that was clearly wrong.
To be fair, it was 4 years ago.
Okay. And everything you're testifying about here about that morning was 4 years ago. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. You can take that down, Katie. Thank you. Other Katie. And shortly after the scene where Corey hugged you, and obviously everyone's completely understandably upset, was there a time where you went out into the driveway and spoke with an investigating officer that morning?
I went and spoke to an investigator in their car out front of the house.
Okay. Maybe not in the driveway. Might have been in front of the house.
Correct.
No objection.
Your Honor, she's testified about her memory of that morning. This happened that morning.
I'll give you a limited latitude here.
Thank you. And who was the officer that you spoke to?
Detective Woody, I believe.
Right. And that was just to help, because there's so many officers that are going to testify in front of this jury. It's a female officer, right?
Correct.
Okay. And when you talked to Officer Woody, or I think she was a detective then, did you tell her that you believed Corey was involved in your brother's death?
No.
Did you tell the officer that you were suspicious that Corey may have been involved in your brother's death?
Pause there. Well, I'm going to allow her to answer that question in all the conversation. Go ahead, you can answer that.
I let her know that Corey had stolen money from my brother, and I thought she needed to know that.
And what else did you think she needed to know at that moment?
I left at that moment to go back in the house.
You didn't tell her
My
anything
recollection.
else?
My recollection is that I told her that Corey had taken money from my brother, quite a lot of money, and that there was tension.
And what did you tell the officer was the reason for the tension?
Yeah, good conversation.
Yes, sure.
My apologies, counsel. Interruption, folks. Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And now I forgot where I was, so let me think about it again. We're talking about what you asked the police, what you said to the police officer when you were outside. And this is before that police officer has ever entered the house, right? This is your first time to see this officer.
I'm not sure.
Okay. And you felt it was important that this officer know that your sister-in-law had a motive. What was your reason for telling the officer that information?
I had an overwhelming feeling come over me that I should let someone know.
Why? What was your overwhelming feeling?
That I should let someone know.
Because you believed it was suspicious? The death?
Honestly, at that time, I had no idea what was going on. I just had an overwhelming feeling. I had just barely talked to my brother. He was fantastic. When I talked to him just a couple of hours before, I had an overwhelming feeling I should tell someone about this, so I did.
Because you thought Corey was behind it?
I did not say that.
Did you tell the officer that Corey had a reason to be upset with Eric because she had found out about your being a trustee over the assets before he passed?
No, not to my recollection.
You didn't mention being the trustee of a trust to this officer?
I knew that I was the trustee of the trust.
Did you share that with the officer?
Maybe. There's a potential.
So you can't remember?
Just give me a second. It's
Sure. Take your time.
I did know that I was the trustee. So I definitely could have shared that with her.
And did you share with the officer that Corey had been upset with your brother about that before he passed?
No,
So if an,
not to my
officer,
recollection.
if an officer says you said that, that would be wrong. Or you're just not sure.
The questions are a little difficult. They're really vague. So not to my knowledge.
Okay. You mentioned that Corey's son asked if he could have his dad's watch. Is that right?
Correct.
And you mentioned that Corey just reset the watch and gave it to him.
Correct.
So Corey didn't go through the watch trying to pick certain things out to delete, right?
I just watched her swipe it and give it to him, or delete it and give it to him.
If she hadn't swiped it, and I'm not an Apple Watch person, so maybe you know this better than I do, but that would have meant her son could read everything her husband had ever put on his iPhone, right?
I'm not an Apple Watch person either, so I can't answer that for
Is
you.
it your understanding the watches match the phone, basically?
Mine doesn't always, so but again, I'm not an Apple person, so I can't tell you.
Do you agree there could be a lot of reasons why a mother would not want a young child to have access to everything his adult father had saved on his phone?
In a hypothetical, yes, I guess.
Okay. You also mentioned that Corey told you that morning that she was going to sell the house.
Correct.
And this is the house her husband had just died in.
Correct.
And she was pretty traumatized about her husband just dying in the house.
That I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
In their bedroom, right?
What's the question? Sorry.
Do you think there's a lot of reasons why a widow would not want to continue to live in the bedroom where her husband died in front of her?
Honestly, I can see some people would and some people wouldn't.
Okay. You also mentioned just now, and also when you were on direct with Mr. Bloodworth, that you never knew your brother to use anything other than Advil. Is that right?
When he asked what I had seen him take, correct.
Are you aware that your brother did use other substances?
After his death, from his medical records that I got, it said that he occasionally took it for back pain.
Took what?
THC.
Okay. Which is marijuana.
Marijuana.
So when he was alive, he didn't share with you that he used marijuana, did he?
Not directly, no.
And you talked about your mom, which I think is great, was a drug and alcohol counselor.
Correct.
And that it was important to her that your family not be engaged with the use of drugs when she was alive.
No, I said prescription medication.
Okay. So your brother knew that it was important to your family. Sobriety was an important thing to your family.
I'll be honest with you, my mom was not against marijuana.
Right.
Okay.
I see that.
But you said you were?
I said prescription medication earlier.
Okay. But for whatever reason, your brother didn't share with you during his lifetime that he used marijuana.
No.
And I know you were here during the opening statement, excuse me, Your Honor. You saw this slide of all those gummies that were seized from Eric. You didn't know that was in his house. He didn't show
I knew that Corey had some in there. He had shared that with me.
but he didn't tell you he did.
No.
And you also, did you know that your brother drank alcohol?
I knew that he socially drank, but he was responsible.
And he chose not to do that in front of you. Is that fair?
Correct.
And it's also fair and totally understandable that your brother's not going to talk about his sex life with you.
He actually did.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Did your brother share with you that he was taking testosterone?
Yes, he did.
And you knew that?
Yes.
Did you go through your brother's phone ever?
No.
The morning after he passed, was there a period of time where you saw your sister Amy with his phone?
She did have his phone.
And how long did she have his phone in her possession?
Honestly, I wasn't watching Amy very close. So I can't tell you.
Okay. Did you ever have his phone that day?
No.
Stay within scope objection.
Same morning, Your Honor.
Let's keep moving. The objection is overruled. Let's to that last question.
That morning after Eric died, did you ever, well, let me ask it this way. When you arrived at the house, had the police cordoned off any portion of the house and said you could not enter it?
There was someone at the hall, and they said that you weren't supposed to go back down the hall.
Once they removed your brother's body from the scene, and I know that was traumatic, I'm sorry. Once they removed his body, were you allowed to go anywhere in the house you wanted?
Yeah.
And did you see the police searching the kitchen?
Yes.
Right. What did
Just the garbage in the kitchen. That was all.
That was the only thing you saw them search for, was the
Yeah.
garbage.
I wasn't around them all the time, so I don't know what else they did.
Okay, that's fair.
What up, Mazza?
At any point that morning, did you hear Corey being interviewed by police?
No.
So you weren't present when they questioned her about what happened that night?
No.
Did Eric share with you that he had used hydrocodone in the past, like in that pill bottle that we saw on the screen?
So Eric and I had talked about that. So that pill bottle on the screen, it was old. It was 2016, right? Because Eric had a procedure, but Eric did not want to use much of it. So actually, Eric and I had several conversations when his back hurt and everything. I actually set him up with an acupuncturist and everything so that he didn't have to use any. So
let me stop you right there. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's just break it down.
Okay.
So you knew that he had used hydrocodone in the past for pain?
He did not like to, but if it was extreme,
he did use it.
Yeah, but he would never take the whole finish prescription.
And well, as far as you knew.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew that he had back pain.
Correct.
And you knew it because you're the person that he would go to when he was in pain.
Correct.
And you helped him try to find an acupuncturist for his pain?
Yeah, he went to an acupuncturist.
How often did you do that?
I set up the appointments. They actually helped really quickly. So he went to a couple appointments to I can't give you the exact amount, but.
And when, let's start there. You also talked about the prenuptial agreements that you saw Corey sign at their wedding. Is that right?
I saw it before she signed it.
Right. And is it true that in the prenuptial agreement that Corey knew that if something happened to Eric, she would not recover? She wasn't in touch. She surrendered. Let me ask it this way. Were you aware that as part of the prenuptial agreement, she was surrendering any claim on his business at CNE?
No, objection. The prenup's in evidence. If that's what it says, I don't think that's an accurate position.
I can rephrase.
The question is about what Mr. Benjamin understood.
That's what I was
and
going
so you will be able to point out later whether her understanding matches the text or not.
So was it your understanding that she was surrendering any claim to his business at CNE in the prenuptial agreement?
Only if they divorced. If he died, then she would get the business while they were still married.
Okay. But if he died, when she became trustee, you were aware that his business would actually go into the trust, not to her, correct?
The business is a trust asset. His partnership is in the trust.
Okay. And that was done before he passed.
Correct.
And again, you don't recall telling the officer that Corey was upset about that prior to the officer coming in the house?
No.
Okay. The morning that you were there, was there any period of time where you were in the garage?
Yes, I went into the garage.
And what was your purpose for going into the garage?
A medical examiner or some medical person had asked me, do you know if Eric took any kind of pill today, an allergy pill, anything? And I said, I'll go check his truck. I know he takes allergy pills, but I'll go check his truck. So I went to the garage to check his truck.
And when you were checking his truck, was there anyone back there with you?
Lisa Darden, her mom, and Bree, I think it's Swenson, followed me.
And when you were in the truck, how long were you in his truck?
Not long at all.
When you got there, was Amy in the truck?
No.
At some point, did you see Amy in the truck?
No, not to my recollection.
All right. You also mentioned that Corey mentioned to you when she said that she was going to sell the house. I believe Mr. Bloodworth asked, could she have sold the house? And you said the answer was no. Is that right?
Correct.
And the reason the answer is no is because why?
Because the house was not Corey's asset. It was in Eric's trust. Her name was not on a deed, anything like that.
But she was his spouse under the law, right?
She was his spouse under the law, yeah.
And she had a marital interest in the house, right?
Now that's all in civil court. I can't.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now I want to talk about before the body was removed. Were you present or did you have an understanding about where they were going to take the body?
No.
Did you hear a conversation or were you a part of a conversation that discussed that there was going to be an autopsy?
We heard that day that they were taking him for an autopsy.
So before he even left the house, there was discussion that he was going to be autopsied. I think that's a verb. I'm not sure.
I can't tell you if it was before or after.
But there was a discussion in the house about it. You all knew it.
That they would take him for an autopsy?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the conversation that you testified about where there was a discussion about cremation or burial with Corey's mom.
Correct.
At that point, the autopsy was over, right?
I don't know when the autopsy was over.
When was that conversation?
That conversation was on the 5th.
So 2 days after he passed. And where was the body at that time, to your knowledge? I'm so sorry. I thought you were finished. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, it was on the 5th when we talked about the burial.
So 2 days after they removed, or 1 day, I'm sorry,
day.
After they removed his body from the house.
Correct.
So when you were having that conversation, where was your understanding of where the body was?
It would have been in one of two places, either at the medical examiner's office or at the mortuary.
So bear with me then. At the point that his remains were finally interred, either through cremation or burial, that autopsy already would have happened, correct?
Honestly, I remember talking to the mortuary. They were watching to see when it was done. They said that it could take a couple days because it was later. So I can't tell you if it was done or not. I can't.
Let me ask you this way. They weren't going to let you bury him or cremate him until they'd finished that autopsy and release the body to the family, correct?
I mean, I would assume so, but I've never dealt with this with the medical examiner's office. So,
and once you all had that conversation with Lisa and Corey about whether he wanted to be buried or cremated, did Corey agree to bury him?
It went back and forth for a little while.
And then did Corey agree to bury him?
Yeah, we buried him.
Okay. The handwriting samples that Mr. Bloodworth asked you to identify. Is it fair to say that you organized an effort to gather a bunch of signatures of Eric's to compare with the signature, another signature to see if do you believe Corey forged a signature on something?
Yeah, it was for the civil lawsuit that we were going through. And yes, it was to see if that was his signature or not, because he had told me he did not sign it.
And you personally took responsibility for that effort of gathering those signatures, correct?
So my duty as personal representative is to look into any claim that the estate may have. So yes, I did.
And you sent that information to the prosecution team in this case?
I did not personally send it, no.
You did hire an expert to look at it, right?
Yeah, I just told you that's my fiduciary duty as a representative of my brother, so over his estate, to look into any claims that the estate has.
And who was the expert that you hired to look at those handwriting samples?
His last name's Throckmorton.
And it's Matthew Throckmorton?
I only ever met him once. I think his first name's Matthew, yeah.
And you guys paid him a fee to do that?
I actually didn't pay him. My law firm did, but then it went on the bill, so I didn't directly pay him.
May I approach, Your Honor? Okay. Handing you a document that's been marked IMP KR3.
Okay.
Do you recognize that document?
I actually do not. I have not done this before.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. Did you pay other experts in connection with this investigation?
I did.
Who were the other experts you hired? Was Brooke Carrington one of them?
Point of clarification. When she says this investigation, the criminal investigation or the civil investigation?
Right, more foundation, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. Did the trust hire a woman named Brooke Carrington to do a financial investigation on Corey?
It's really tricky. It would actually be the estate that did, not the trust that did. So Brooke Carrington worked for the estate.
And were you also in charge of the estate?
Correct. I am a personal representative for my brother.
And you personally paid Brooke Carrington?
Correct.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor? I'm handing you another document asking you to see this before.
Yes.
KRB2. KRB2. What is that document?
So Brooke was a financial forensic accountant for us, looking into any claims that the estate would potentially have. So I paid her for her work on that.
And what is the amount that you paid Brooke Carrington?
$14,625.
And is that your signature on that check?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit that as Exhibit 3003, Defense 3003.
No objection, Your Honor.
Defense 3003, isn't it?
Can we publish that to the jury, please?
Ready, ready. One moment. There you go.
What's the date on that check?
6/21 of 23.
All right. And are you aware if that was after Corey had been charged with this crime?
Let me think of dates really quick. Yes, it was after, because once Corey had been charged, Brooke quit working for us, so she sent a bill and I paid the bill once.
And why did she quit working for you?
She started working for the state and we hired a different forensic accountant to work for the state.
And who provided her name to the state as a potential expert?
I'm not sure.
That wasn't you?
I actually never even talked to any of the prosecution or anything before that, so no, it was not me. I did not even know who they were.
I'm sorry, you said you hadn't talked to the prosecution prior to June of 2023?
Prior to her being arrested.
Let me clarify to make sure that I don't impeach you for something you're not meaning to say.
Okay.
When you say the prosecution, you mean the actual people sitting at the table, not their investigators.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had talked a lot to the investigators prior to Corey being arrested.
I had talked to investigators. I had never talked to these guys.
Totally fair. I just didn't want to come
Sorry,
out.
I didn't.
Nope.
The difference.
I wanted
Thank you.
to be right. So to go back to that, you had talked a lot to the investigators that were investigating this case on the criminal side prior to Corey being arrested.
I had talked to them.
And as a matter of fact, on March 21st of 2022, so before there was an official finding of Eric's cause of death, isn't it fair that you sent an email to the chief detective, the same one you talked to in the driveway or outside the house, with a timeline of everything suspicious that Corey had done in the last multiple years?
I can't remember the exact dates.
Okay, let me approach. May I approach, Your Honor?
Counsel, I trust you folks. You can have leave to approach the witness as needed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, I'm showing you a document that's been marked as KRB6. Just take just a second as much as you need and tell me if you recognize that document. Okay, do you recognize that document?
Yes.
And is that the email that I was just talking about that you sent to Detective Woody on March 21st of 2022?
Correct.
And attached to that email is what you called a timeline, is that right?
Correct.
How many pages is that timeline you provided to Detective Woody?
9, if I'm counting right.
What was your purpose for sending that timeline to Detective Woody?
Because I'm not a detective. Eric's death was suspicious, so I wanted to get it to the professionals.
And everything in there is about Corey, right?
No, not everything.
Did you identify anyone else you thought might have been involved in Eric's death in this timeline?
It talks about...
Don't read it because it's not in evidence, but you can just generally talk about the topics.
I know it talks about Lisa in there. I saw as I was flipping through it. It talks about Ronnie's fiance or girlfriend, Bree. Talks about a lot of different people.
All right, and that timeline goes back years probably. Is that fair? Does it start way before he died?
Yeah, 2016.
So you go all the way back to 2016 in the information you gave the investigators.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then do you remember shortly after that you did some investigation into Corey's business online and forwarded that to an investigator? Do you remember doing that?
I did not personally do the investigation, but if you show it to me, I can definitely tell you.
Okay. All right. May I approach you? I forgot. Sorry. How did I real quick? I'm standing here with the record identification as KRB 11. See if that question is really Is that your email address?
Correct, it is.
So that's you forwarding to the investigator background information on Corey's businesses?
Correct.
All right. And then do you also remember forwarding on March 28th to the same investigator reporting that Corey had asked for her wedding ring back from the medical examiner and you thought that was suspicious? Remember doing that?
Can you show me the email
Sure.
again?
I need to unmute myself. What's up, Lolene?
Hey, Danny. Hey, guys.
What you doing?
After work, I had to go and get the kids fitted for tuxes for my son's wedding next weekend, and then we went out to eat. So I've been listening while I was driving and getting situated here at the house, though. It's pretty interesting.
Big events coming up.
One of two in 2 months. Yes. The next one's May 30th.
Well, we're trying to
Exciting.
Sorry.
Yeah.
get through some of this trial testimony. Check it out. See what happens. This is a low impact stream. For now.
For now.
It may turn into something else, but for now, we're low impact.
Showing you KRB 12 and see if that refreshes your memory a little bit.
Not her wedding ring, my brother's.
I'm sorry. What ring that she wore?
Correct.
On his finger. And she was asking for it back, right?
Correct.
And you thought the detective should maybe test the ring, or you thought that was suspicious and you reported that?
Yeah.
Also in there, you talked about ring cameras. Did you share ring camera information with the investigators?
I did not have the ring camera information.
Okay. Do you remember in May of 2022 suggesting with the investigating officer, that Corey may have tried to kill your brother on Valentine's Day with
Yes.
a sandwich?
Yeah. Because my brother talked to me about.
As far as you know, had that information ever been imparted to them before you gave that to them?
I would have no way of knowing that.
Okay, fair. Did you also do some online sleuthing into her mom's Venmo and Susan Kohler's Venmo?
I did not personally.
Did you forward that information to the investigators to use in their
Can I see
investigation?
the
Sure.
email, please?
I'm showing you KRB 14 with an email dated April 25th. Is that what your email address?
Correct.
Okay. So the answer is yes, you did that?
Yeah.
All right.
Objection, this is the email. There's no sleuthing into Susan Kohler's. Then it was just inputting the documents.
I'm sorry. It does mention Susan there. You want to see it again?
Do you want to just show the jury what it says instead of just talking about it?
Sure. I move to admit the exhibit. And Katie, can you pull that up?
Any objection, Mr. Butler?
Okay.
Okay. Give me the number one more time, Ms. Nestor.
It would be 3004.
Okay. This will be D3004. This is, for the record, an April 25, 2022 email from an email address in bold print indicated as Richard Benson. We'll publish it now.
Can you blow that up, please, so Jerry can see it? You see that there you were looking into two different people's Venmo accounts, Susan Kohler and Lisa Darden?
Yeah, those are the two people that are on there.
And you also investigated the background of Susan Kohler and shared that with the prosecutor?
I did not personally.
But you forwarded it?
Correct.
Okay. At some point, didn't you also get access to Corey's banking records?
Not for a long time down the road.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor? I'm showing you a letter that's marked for identification as KRB 16, a letter dated November 7th of 2022, which is a few months after Eric died. Can you just read that for a minute and tell me if you remember that letter?
Honestly, I've never seen this before.
Okay, totally fair.
Do you want me to keep reading the whole thing? Okay.
Do you remember being asked how you obtained Corey's private bank records without her permission? Did anybody ever confront you about that?
I think we're talking about two different things. The only bank records or banking that we have received is through the litigation for the civil lawsuit when the trust was granted a constructive trust. And so that's the only thing.
So in your role as trustee, you went about to get her private banking records?
No, it's all litigation, and it's really hard for me to go through it. I mean, my lawyer's here; he can speak to it a lot better than I can.
Definitely want you to have to become one of us, so don't worry. You also had multiple interviews with the Summit County investigators. They came to your house once and interviewed you. Is that right?
Correct.
And you also interviewed with Detective Woody, I think, here or in this area, in this complex somewhere. And you also had multiple phone conversations with the prosecution. All of this before Corey was arrested. Is that right? I mean, we just looked at a bunch of emails. Is it fair to? I'll withdraw.
The prosecution mentioned these different things.
I'll rephrase it, and I'm happy to.
Thank you.
It was a little confusing, so let me try that again. Is it fair to say you had regular communication with the investigators in the criminal case almost immediately after your brother's death, even before they got into the house and after?
I did talk to the detectives, yes.
Were there occasions where you sent potential witness names and contact information to the investigators on the criminal side?
That was in the email you sent. There were some names.
Okay. Because you were the trustee of the home, you guys were in charge of, well, let me rephrase it this way. How long did Corey stay in the house after her husband died?
Till her arrest, I believe on May 8th of 2023.
So for that year, Corey remained in the home with her boys. Is that right?
Correct.
Right. After that, you became in charge of maintaining the home once Corey was arrested. Is that right?
I did before as well too. I fixed water leaks, paid off the mortgage, stuff like that.
Right. And you fixed a water leak in that house on Willow Court?
Correct.
When was that?
It was in February. It was when it was January or February. There was a ton of snow on the ground, so I had to pay people to shovel all the snow to get down to it.
Okay, and that was Corey and Eric's home.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, at the trust house.
Got it. I understand. During that time, were there times where law enforcement needed access to the house to search it?
Are you talking after
Corey's arrest? Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
All right. About how many times did you guys have to provide access to law enforcement to search that house?
I don't know off the top of my head.
If I were to say around 10, 11 times, does that sound completely out of bounds, or does that sound about right?
So I put my husband over all of that. So I'm not going to have the best knowledge of that.
So that would be your husband.
Correct.
Right. But the private investigator that you guys hired answered to you, right? Not your husband?
He was hired by the estate.
So he communicated with you directly?
Both me and my husband.
Did you give him unfettered access to the house?
No.
How many times would you say that investigator was in that house?
That's going to be better to ask my husband as well too. My husband went with him every time.
Totally fair. Did you guys have the video equipment set up inside the house?
Like cameras to monitor? Yeah. Yeah.
When did you guys put that in there?
I apologize that is also better to ask my husband. He was over all of that.
All right. Quick indulgence for just a moment, guys. Almost there. You're almost there. Doing a good job. So do you remember when you retained Todd Gabler to investigate Corey Richards?
The exact date, I can't remember. I think it was at the beginning of April of 2022. Could have been March. I don't have the exact date with me.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, yeah.
Within a couple of weeks of Eric's death.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
At some point, did you guys plan a celebration of life for Eric beyond the funeral? Like a celebration of life?
No. Did I? No.
Yes. No. You weren't involved in that?
No, we had the funeral.
Okay. And just one moment, I need to check one date. What was the date of Eric's funeral?
I'm really sorry if I'm wrong, but I think it was I can see a calendar. I think it's March 11th.
So within a week or so of his death, probably, give or take.
Yeah, it was quick after.
And wasn't there a celebration of life on April 1st? Do you remember that? Were you involved in that at all?
No.
Okay, totally fair. Mr. Spence, that is all we have. I'm sorry for your loss, and thank you for answering our questions. Thank you.
Mr. Bloodworth, any redirect within the scope of process?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Please.
Mr. Spence, you just discussed with.
I don't know what caused that, but that's the way that keep going, Mr.
Okay, Mr. Benson, you just testified in response to the defense questioning about a civil lawsuit.
Correct.
The civil lawsuits begin on March the 28th, 2022, about 3 weeks after Eric's death.
That is when it was filed. It was threatened very quickly after Eric's death.
And who filed the lawsuit?
Corey did.
Against who?
Against me as trustee of the trust.
And to defend against that lawsuit on behalf of the trust.
Correct.
You employ Mr. Throckmorton, or your lawyers employ Mr. Throckmorton and Ms. Karen.
Correct.
And then Corey Richards was arrested on May 8th, 2023.
Correct.
After May 8th, 2023, did the state or the trust employ Mr. Throckmorton or Ms. Karen?
No.
The defense counsel asked you about a timeline where you presented certain information to the investigators, right? The detectives. And they referenced that information related to some financial information?
Correct.
Did that include your reporting that Eric went to get money from his bank and found an empty bank account?
Correct.
Did you also report that Corey signed his signature on a $250,000 home equity loan against his house without his knowledge?
Correct. And that's what I told the detective that day.
And did you also tell them that Eric found multiple credit cards pulled in his name that he had nothing to do with?
Correct.
And that he talked to a divorce attorney?
Correct.
Renew our 4041, 401, 43, 404B. I'm also stating for the record that I think he's now kicked the door wide open. I want to recross on all the things I would have had in my direct because it all deals with this stuff.
you're going to have a longer conversation about the last piece.
Okay.
401 and 402 objections are overruled.
And 404B. All the financial stuff that we've litigated already. I think I have to do it when he tries to put the evidence in.
Well, just push for a minute. Ms. Richardson, you still have some more?
Yeah, I do. Thank you.
Mr. Bloodworth, your next question, please.
Did you also provide the police with information on Eric meeting with a divorce attorney, Christina Miller,
Yes, correct.
and Eric meeting with a trust and estates attorney, Crystal Bowman Carter?
Yes, I did.
And did you provide the police with information about a separate house rented in Oakley, Utah?
Yes.
Did you provide the police with information about a change in life insurance beneficiaries?
Yes, I did.
Did you provide the police with information on friends of the defendants and Eric's that they should potentially interview?
Correct.
Did you provide the police with information about a discussion involving the trust and control of the house 2 days after Eric died?
Correct. You're referring to the altercation on that, right?
I am.
Okay, yeah.
And then did you provide some information to the police regarding, I think you mentioned earlier, like a demand notice as it relates to the civil lawsuit?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Nestor, why don't you perform any recross that you think is within the scope of that redirect? We'll take a break, have an additional conversation.
Thank you, and I'll be happy to. I need to grab that back.
No problem.
Email. Okay, so just to put in perspective, what just happened, all those things Mr. Bloodworth talked about that you told the police about, we're talking about March 21st, before y'all even know how Eric died, right?
Correct.
And he talked to you about a HELOC, is that right?
Correct.
And what's a HELOC? Tell us what that is, what it stands for. Do you know what it stands for?
I do not know what it stands for.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
What do you know it to be?
Like a home equity loan?
That's what it stands for.
Okay.
Home equity line of credit. Does that sound familiar? Okay. So tell me as far as the HELOC goes, it's your belief that Corey got one of those on the house without Eric's knowing about it, right?
Correct. Eric told me.
And one of the documents that you executed as trustee, when you became trustee of the trust, was something called a durable power of attorney. Do you remember that?
That I executed?
I'm using fancy lawyer words. I'm sorry. A document you had to sign. Where the trust gives you power of attorney over all of Eric's assets. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I was his power of attorney.
Right.
Executed is a fancy lawyer
Just leave that word
term.
out. It doesn't even matter. All right. So you had a power of attorney, and that was before Eric died, right?
That I had a power of attorney before Eric died?
To be trustee, if he ever did die. Do you remember?
I would have to ask my lawyer that too.
No
I am
worries.
sorry because I know all of it's very different, and
No worries. I don't want to turn you into a lawyer up there.
Okay.
This is actually really important.
Okay.
So there was a time where you had to revoke all prior power of attorneys that were granted by Eric in order for you to have the final power of attorney, right? Do you remember that?
Is that on like the letter's testimony? Or
Let me
have to show it to me.
I
I'm
will.
sorry.
Let me pull it up. Katie, do you have the revocation? Yeah, just a minute. Let me look at what the number is. It's KRB 5 or 6. This one, it's probably, do you see it? The revocation? Okay, can you pull that up on the screen? Only for Your Honor, show this to the witness and counsel.
Understood.
For right now.
That document is in front of the witness and counsel.
Do you see the document?
Yeah, so that's something my brother signed to revoke any power of attorneys after he found out that she used his. That's not something I've signed.
That's-
I'm sorry, objection. The copy I'm looking at is not signed by anybody.
Yeah, this one's
That's
not
okay.
signed.
Well,
Yeah.
I can follow up on what you just said because it sounds like you know what I'm talking about.
Do you have an objection?
I just want to make sure we're looking at the same document. She said signed, and I'm not seeing.
Okay.
You two are looking at the same document.
Yeah,
Whether
it's
the same
not signed,
pause
Brad.
for-
That was my bad.
Pause for one moment for indicating whether Ms. Nestor is referring to a different document.
Understood.
I think I can clear all this up, and I don't really care too much about the document itself. I'm trying to refresh your memory. It sounds like it's refreshed. So you remember that Eric had to revoke power of attorneys that Corey had previously had.
Yes, Eric did revoke it.
And you remember what that means is she had a previous power of attorney from Eric. Is that right?
She did have a previous power of attorney, but he did not know that she used it and
Okay.
took out the money.
But the power of attorney she had, and he was upset about it and wanted to revoke it so she couldn't do it again. Is that fair?
No, to be fair, he said he never signed that one. So there's a lot of litigation on if that's actually proper or not, because he said he did not sign that one. But she did have the
Your
signature
Honor, hold
on
on
it.
just a minute.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we did not ask her to say what Eric said specifically, I would ask that we strike that, or at least tell the jury it's for purposes of why she did what she did and not to take it for truth of the matter.
So let's be careful here. There have been times when Ms. Richards-Benson has given an explanation for why she did or didn't do a thing, and that may have included her recollection of what Eric Richards told her. Those comments so far are inadmissible hearsay that cannot be considered for their truth as to whether Eric actually did those things or not, or thought those things or not. Rather, they can only be considered as context for why Ms. Richards-Benson, as the listener, the hearer of those comments, did or didn't do whatever she did or didn't do next.
Thank you, and I appreciate that clarification. So to go back, it's your understanding. I just want to I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but I'm hearing you say that you knew that there was a previous power of attorney that had been given to Corey, whether Eric signed it, didn't sign it, that there was a dispute about that. And at some point before he died, he said, I'm going to revoke all previous power of attorneys, including that one.
Yes.
That's what I needed. Thank you very much. Also, Mr. Bloodworth just asked you about Eric seeing a divorce attorney. Do you remember when that was?
The dates and everything, it was in 2020. So it was before he did his will.
About 2 years before he passed, he saw a divorce attorney, right?
A year and a half.
And is it true that you or your husband are the person who set that meeting up with the divorce attorney?
Correct.
Which one of you?
My husband.
And did you just know this person? So you're like, hey, use this lady, or why were you involved in that?
I wasn't. I just said it was my husband. So you'd have to ask him on that.
Totally
sorry.
Also, Your Honor, because may I approach just to be safe? When you were previously being questioned by me, I asked you a question and we decided we weren't going to go into that, but we are going to go into it now. So I'm going to ask it very specific. Okay. Did Corey ever ask the trust to pay her any money in the year after Eric's death, separate from the litigation? Did she ask you to make any disbursements to her or the boys in the year after Eric died as trustee?
Not that I can remember.
That's all I have, Your Honor. And we will fully release this witness. She can remain in the courtroom for the remainder of the trial.
Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, any additional questions for Ms. Richards-Benson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome to step down. Thank you. Watch your step, please. Yes. Let's see. Counsel, should we take a brief restroom break before the next witness?
Your Honor, the state calls Clint Benson.
All right. Mr. Benson.
Changed too quick. Maybe it went to the right one though. Oh, nice. It did. So yeah, let's see who this is right here real quick.
That question that Emily C. just had about did his will address his burial? Because I heard that part while I was doing some stuff outside about the cremation and stuff. So did his will address the burial? Or did I miss anything about that?
I don't think so. I think Corey made the decision to
Yeah, I heard that part, but I didn't know if it like went against his will or if it even addressed it at all.
They didn't say it was in the will either way.
Okay.
Been hard for her to she'd had to have like a court injunction or something to go against the will if he had one separate from her. You would think anyway. Maybe not.
People should put that information in their wills. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you want to do like the opposite of what you've been telling your family you want to do for your whole life.
Clint Benson is his brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. 52 minutes. Make sure she's sped up.
Mr. Benson, good afternoon. If you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in, sir. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pleas and penalties of perjury?
Are there any like famous people in the audience? Have y'all noticed like any famous reporters or YouTubers in the audience?
I don't think so.
I have not noticed.
I'm kind of surprised at that.
Tell River hello.
Hey, River.
Aww.
But I haven't seen any boots on the ground type people.
Yeah, are there any boots on the ground people in Utah?
You would think there would be. Well, there probably is. Probably some YouTubers over there.
I mean, these YouTubers travel for these big cases. I guess everybody's down there with Nancy Guthrie instead.
Mm.
Down there hanging out with JLR. Watching a palm tree in a bush. That's basically what they're doing out there right now, is hiding behind the bush waiting on something to happen. All right.
JLR.
Yeah.
I watched him and DePietro get together and have some kind of like anti-Turtle Boy posts and streams after they share some thoughts.
All I can like imagine is like Tumbleweed going through like the Quick and the Dead, you know, with like a shootout.
Damn. All right, well, let's see if we can get through this one. If not, we may have to take a hard left in a little while. But it's going by pretty fast. That's 2 hours almost.
So Meavy says they were their neighbors. Nope, we see you.
Hold on, I gotta wait for Meavy's response to that.
Yeah, is DePepe still down there, or did he get snowed in the blizzard?
If he went outside, he probably got snowed out. Corey worked at Home Depot.
I don't understand that. With all of her house flipping real estate ventures in the millions, unless she worked there for the discount.
I have no idea. I don't know. We have to check that out. But somebody will know. I'm sure they'll put it in the chat here before long.
Oh, like before she got into flipping houses, she worked at Home Depot, and that's how she met him. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, that
She
makes
got
sense.
lucky that day he came in then, 'cause apparently she didn't have money until she met him.
That's a little weird. Did he have money before he met her? I mean, we watched all this stuff. I just can't remember.
They had this ranch that they've passed on from generation to generation, and he was putting all this money up for his kids' future. I mean, it sounds like he was very like financially responsible, and they seem like that his family had money to me.
We're at least responsible. Unlike me. All right, here we go.
Sounds good. There we go.
Mr. Burmester, please proceed.
Thank you, Larry. Can you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record? Yes, Clinton Benson, Benson. Sir, are you employed? I am. How are you employed? I'm employed by Salt Lake County. I'm their real estate operations and asset manager. I manage their portfolio of 1,700 parcels and about a $5 billion portfolio. Do you have any other licenses or licenses? Let's go with that. I do. Yes, I'm a licensed realtor as well as licensed appraiser. I see. You are married to Katie Richards Benson. Yes. And did you know Eric? I did. And Corey? Yes. Okay. Are you familiar with the address of 282 Willow Court Road? I am. How are you familiar with that? That is one of our prior homes and Eric Ridgeon's home. Okay. So you lived in it beforehand? Yes, we.
Do what? What fucking bank lost their fucking mind and let somebody go $300,000 in the hole?
And who names themselves or who has a name of Corey spelled like that?
I mean, because she had all these other lucrative deals. Like,
Bullshit.
it said that she was maxed out on everything, but she was basically taking loans out from other banks to pay other loans. So it can look like, that her credit's not that bad because she's making payments. But they also have to look at how many loans she has out and what her outstanding debt is. So it was catching up with her, was my understanding. And that basically that last house she was trying to flip, she financially could not do that.
$650 a year is pretty damn good.
Yeah, his tax returns, I think, was like 700. I thought the one they presented the other day.
That's after everything was settled out. Damn.
But I mean, that last house, she thought she was going to make millions off of. It was supposed to be their biggest one to date, but she wasn't going to be able to have the funds to actually do the closing on it.
Wow. All right. Well, let's get back to this.
And then what happened? We sold the home to Eric Richardson. After Eric died, where did Corey and the kids live? Corey and the kids lived at Eric's home at the 282 Willow Court address. Okay. And then after May 8th, who was responsible for securing that address? That was me. Okay. And what did you do to secure that home? So on May 8th, I arranged for a locksmith to come and change all the locks. I also arranged for a private security company to come out and watch the home until we could get internet service provided, as well as install cameras around the property. Okay. Once you had the internet, what happened then? That was when we could install the cameras. The cameras require an internet access in order to record. I see. And how long did that take before you got the cameras installed? That was as quickly as possible. So we had private security there. We had private security there for 2 days until we could get that internet up and running. Was there a person there 24/7? There was. Yeah. Okay. Did you take any other efforts to make sure no one entered that home? I also taped doors throughout the property, so then I would know if a door was open and closed. Okay. Now, did you have any real-time notice if there was some disturbance or something? I did. So those cameras would send my cell phone a notice anytime something was tripped. So that included even something as small as bug movement would trigger on the phone. So I'd be watching that. So did you get a lot of notices? It was a lot of notices. Yeah. Okay. What did you do upon receiving a notice? Receiving a notice, I would, of course, pull up the footage, I'd review it, make sure there was not a person that was trying to access the home. And at that point, then I would, if there was no one trying to access it, then of course I would close it down. Okay. If there was somebody? I would immediately call law enforcement. Okay. Did you ever have to call law enforcement? I did. Okay. Did they show up? They did within minutes. Are you aware of any entry to the house? Let me back up. Is there a separate garage? There is a separate detached garage. Okay. Are you aware of any unauthorized entry of the home or the detached garage during the time you were in charge of security? No, there was no entry. Were there occasions when authorized personnel needed or wanted to make entry? There was. Who would that have been? It would be the sheriff's personnel, and they would arrange through me if they needed to access the home. Were there occasions when you yourself went there? There was. Tell me about that. So I would go in the home if the kids, meaning Carter, Ashton, or Weston, if they had requested a specific item. So they still did have clothing in the home, as well as some sentimental items, trophies, things like that they wanted in the home. And so, how did that work? Just you did it, and no one else, or? It was primarily me. Occasionally, there was one instance where there was a live animal in the home. Carter did have a lizard, so I had to have help to carry that out of the home. So I had a family member help me do that. Okay. But always you were there? Yes. Okay. And were there occasions when, I think there's been mention about Todd Gabler. Do you know him? Yes. Was there times when he asked to have entry? Yes. Were you with him? I was. Okay. How about defense attorneys or investigators, did they have access?
Yes, we would. If they did request access, we would go with them, go through the home.
When you were going through the house, did you ever, not through that, when you were inside the house on any occasion, did you ever see a missionary journal?
I do recall a missionary journal. Their master bedroom had a large master closet that was attached.
Who's that?
Corey and Eric.
Okay.
Yep. So the master bedroom had a large closet that was attached, and I
Okay.
believe it was on the right side of that closet.
Okay. This journal was?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know whether Eric went on a mission?
He did go on a mission.
During your time in the home, either during this period or other occasions, did you see some written coupons?
I did. Yeah.
Where did you see those?
In the master bedroom.
When did you see that? Do you recall? Approximately.
I don't recall. When I saw it.
After May 23rd?
Correct. Yep.
I'd like to turn your attention to October, November of 2020. Were you present with Katie when there was a phone call from Eric?
I was.
Okay. And could you hear the phone conversation?
I could. She had it on speakerphone.
I see. You had met Eric prior to that. I mean, you had known him for some years.
Yes. Yes.
So could you tell what his demeanor was like?
I could. He was extremely distressed. I mean, he was really upset.
Angry upset or sad upset or a little bit of both? I mean,
it was a combination of both.
I see. Did he explain to you why he was upset? I'm not asking you what he said. I'm asking, did he explain why he was upset?
Yes.
Okay. Having heard that, did you do something to assist with the situation?
I did.
What did you do?
I knew he was on his way over to our home after overhearing the conversation with Katie. In the amount of time it took him to get from where he was to our house, I was able to pull up the Summit County website, the recorder's website, where I could pull up the property address as well as a parcel ID and be able to view all of the recorded documents against the home.
I see. And when you looked at that, did you find something that concerned you about the 282 Willow Court?
I did.
And what was that?
I found a $250,000 home equity line of credit that was taken out against Eric's house.
Did you pass that information on to Eric?
Yes.
After that conversation, that passing of that information, can you relate to us Eric's demeanor from that point?
Yeah, his demeanor was still very upset and very sad in general. So,
do you know what he did following that?
What he did following that? So we had a discussion about divorce attorneys while he was there as a result of finding out about that line of credit.
So, how did you suggest a name?
I did.
Okay. Was that on request or were you encouraging?
It was on request, and so I mean, obviously Eric was extremely upset about what was happening, and it was just that conversation we were having where it was the next step would be to get a divorce attorney involved.
And so, did you suggest a name?
I did.
Who was that?
Christina Miller.
Did you work out a system of communication?
Jess, thank you.
Oh, nice.
I did.
And what was that? Could you just describe it?
So I was an intermediary, so I would handle phone calls.
Thank you, Jess Machado.
We love you too, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
As well as email.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back and forth. So Eric, they had requested certain amounts of information from Eric, and I would handle that passage of information.
Okay. Okay. Holding here, I believe we called it 8-49, Your Honor. And I overheard we have continuing permission.
Please.
All right. The witness, State's Exhibit 8-49. I'd like to direct your attention to tab 13. Do you recognize what's there at tab 13?
I do.
Could you describe what it is?
It's a customer cash payment authorization form. It's a Ford paperwork.
Okay. Do you know where it came from?
Yes, it came from the Heber Ford dealership.
Do you know? Did you get it?
I did. I picked this up.
Okay. And once you picked that paperwork up, what did you do with it?
I gave it to Katie.
Okay. Does it have Eric's signature on it?
It does.
Okay. All right. I'd like you to direct your attention to tab 15. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Is that a photograph?
This is a photograph.
Yeah, of the journal you spoke about earlier?
Yep.
That's that same one that you'd seen in the house.
Correct. I saw the front cover of it. It's a much smaller book.
Okay. All right, let's turn to tab 16, please. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
It's coupons.
You had mentioned earlier that you had seen some coupons in the house.
Yes.
Are those the ones?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to direct your attention back to March 4th of 2022. My understanding is that you were at home in the middle of the night and the daughter was sick. Is that correct?
Yes, my youngest daughter had the stomach flu.
Okay. And you or Katie received a phone call?
Yes, Katie received a phone call.
What did you do after that?
We literally ran out of the house, left the doors open, jumped in the car, and drove over, honestly, as quick as we could. So,
when you got to the house, what happened?
When we got to the house, Katie went in. I stayed outside for a little while, just because I had my daughters with me. I have two young daughters. But, and then after that point, we ended up going into the home.
When you first entered the home, did you see anything unusual?
My number one priority was taking care of the kids, my two daughters as well as the boys. So I noticed some hand movements that Corey was making, which seemed to me unusual. But
had you ever seen those hand movements before?
No.
Could you demonstrate for the jury what you saw?
Simply like that. It didn't seem to me to be an unconscious tremor, but it just seemed almost like just an intentional movement.
Once you were in the house, where did you go next?
I went up the steps up to the bonus room there, Ken.
Okay. Who was up there?
It was Carter, Ashton, Weston, and then my two daughters.
Okay. Did other adults come in and go out during the morning?
They did.
At some point, were you aware that medical personnel or the transportation personnel were moving Eric's body from the house to their truck?
We could hear that. Yep.
Okay. So what was happening at that moment?
So that basically was 4 hours. I was up with the kids. We were watching movies, playing games, doing things like that, trying to keep them occupied. Then we could hear the medical personnel leaving the home. I tried to stop the kids from going to the window, but I mean, given 5 kids up in that room, I mean, it was almost impossible. But
is your daughter still ill at this time?
She is. Yeah, she was vomiting on the floor. But
okay.
But yeah, so I stopped the kids from going to the window. They went to the window, and I think that was when they first saw their dad being wheeled out of the home and knew that he had passed.
Okay, you said they.
Yeah.
Can you just use names to make sure we understand who it is you're talking
I
about?
apologize. Yep.
No, you don't have to apologize.
So that was Carter and Ashton.
Okay.
Were the two names.
All right. And so, what did you see?
So they saw Eric being wheeled out and put into the ambulance.
Did Carter say anything or do anything?
Carter's response was,
why don't we focus on do first?
Yes. Did Carter do something or not?
His response was somewhat just level-headed. He knew at that point his dad was gone.
Okay. How about Ashton's response?
Ashton's his response was totally different. He just broke down and he was extremely upset.
Okay. Were you present for any requests by anyone, including Katie or yourself or anyone else, of Corey to inform the boys about what had happened or the status of their father?
Sorry, can you say that question again?
Did you hear anyone ask Corey to tell the boys that their father had passed?
I did.
Okay. That morning, after that, did you hear Corey Richens talk about her plans with CNE?
I did.
Tell the court about that.
She had what sounded like what I would say would be a fully baked plan of what she was going to do with that company as of that morning. She was going to have, his name's TJ Pellegrino, I believe is his name, but she was going to have him take over running Eric's company alongside with Cody Wright.
I see. Can I have one moment, bro? I got you for the
Ms. Lewis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. I believe we've met, but I'm Wendy Lewis, one of Corey's attorneys. Let's go back to 2012 for a moment. You said that that was when you sold the home, you and your wife sold the home to Eric, correct?
Correct.
And Eric and Corey were living together at that time, correct?
I believe so. I can't say for sure, but I believe so.
Well, when Eric moved into the home, Corey moved into the home with him, correct?
I believe so.
And they were married less than a year after moving into that home together.
Yes, that sounds correct.
All right. So that home was always lived in by both Eric and Corey from the time Eric took possession of it, correct?
From the time of possession, did they live in that home the entire time together?
All right. Yes, did they live in that home as their primary home? Not talking about when maybe some of them stayed somewhere else, but
yes,
their primary home together from 2012 until the time of his death.
I am aware that Corey had leased a home in Oakley where she was going to live separately for a period of time. So I can't answer that. I know for certain that they both lived in that home the entire time.
Are you aware that Corey never did live in another home during that period?
No.
Right. So you talked about then at that same, well, not that same time frame, you talked about then in 2020 that you helped Eric hire a divorce attorney.
Yes.
So 2 years before his death, you talked about it was that he found out some information he was upset about with Corey, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And so you reached out to Christina Miller. You sent an email to her, correct?
Yes, I did.
Asking if she would represent your brother-in-law, correct?
I asked if she would be willing to represent him. So.
All right. And you set up the appointment for him.
Yes.
Did you attend the appointment with him?
I did not.
All right. But you described yourself as an intermediary, but wasn't it decided that all correspondence would be between you and the attorney, not between Eric and the attorney?
That's incorrect. Eric did attend in-person meetings with Christina that I was not there for.
Yeah, I understand. My question was not in-person meetings, all correspondence by email, for example.
Yes.
And all documentation that the lawyer requested from Eric was sent by you, correct?
As far as documentation that I knew about. Eric may have sent additional documentation that I didn't know about, but anything that I was aware of, I did send.
All right. So as far as you know, all documentation was sent by you.
As far as I know of documentation that I was informed about, I did send that correspondence.
Understood. And you were the one to gather up the documents from Eric, correct?
It would depend on if it was an in-person meeting or not. If Eric did something in person, I do not know what documentation brought to Christina.
All right. Let's just take a step back. Did you send the documentation to the divorce lawyer that was requested?
Yes.
All right. And is it fair to say you were doing this because Eric didn't want Corey to know he was considering a divorce at that time? Fair?
Eric was aware that Corey was watching his emails and didn't want her to know.
So he didn't want her to know he was considering divorce.
I can't speak for him, so I don't know exactly what he was thinking at that moment.
All right, but he asked all the correspondence be with you and not with him. Email and things being anything sent, either email or mail, was all done by you.
I I can't say in general all correspondence. So we got to clarify that. It's only correspondence that I'm aware of. So whatever Eric did outside of my knowledge, I can't answer that.
I understand that. And you're not aware of any other correspondence that Eric did. You're just not aware.
No, the divorce attorney would be the best source of information.
All right. And we'll get a chance to talk to her. So anyway, but ultimately, Eric decided he was not going to divorce Corey, correct?
Correct.
And nothing came of these meetings and correspondence, correct?
Well, because of the trust was created because of this correspondence.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Yeah, so I recommended Christina Miller as the divorce attorney. She recommended Crystal Bowman to manage and write Eric's trust.
I understand that. But nothing happened as far as a divorce, correct?
They did not get divorced, no.
Right. Fair to say that at that time, you and your family, or at least you and Katie, were supportive of him divorcing Ms. Richards, fair?
We were supportive of Eric no matter what the arrangement was. We were supportive while they were married. We were supportive of the divorce as well. So that was his choice.
All right. Now I want to talk about, jump to May of 2023. This is when you took control of the home on Willow Creek. Is that right, Willow Creek? Did I say that right?
Yep. It's Willow Creek.
All right. And you said you had the locks changed. Was that immediately?
As quick as the locksmith could get there.
All right. So within a week?
No, within a matter of hours. That locksmith was there.
And then you had cameras installed.
I installed the cameras.
You did that yourself.
I had the help of a family member.
All right. And you installed cameras outside the home?
Cameras outside as well as inside the home.
As well as inside. Is that the only time cameras were installed? Were they all installed at that time? Or were there cameras that then were installed later, additional cameras?
There's a substantial amount of cameras. The cameras, as cameras needed more batteries, things to swap out, things like that, I had to have a replacement. And so I did add an additional camera here and there in order to have a replacement on site. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that the original bulk were installed, and then later on I would add supplemental cameras for more redundancy, batteries, things like that.
All right. Both inside and outside.
Correct.
When was the last time the cameras were installed in the home?
Do you mean the bulk of the cameras, or if I brought in another camera?
When was the very last time you installed any cameras in the home? Or outside the home, to be clear?
That would have been years ago. I mean, it's been a long time.
All right. Now, you said that whenever someone needed to enter the home, you went with them.
Yes.
That's true. So every single time someone has entered that home, you have been present?
Yes.
Now, law enforcement has entered that home many times since May of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And each time there was more than one law enforcement officer that entered the home.
Yes, I believe so. You'd have to check the records.
All right. And they came to execute search warrants on the home.
Yes.
Do you recall how many times they searched the home between 2023 and today?
I don't have an exact number. They would have a better record.
If I told you 10?
That seems reasonable.
Does that seem reasonable?
Mm-hmm.
And the last time they searched that home was 2 weeks ago, I believe today, correct?
Yes.
So almost 4 years after Mr. Richard's death, law enforcement is still searching the home.
Yes.
Are you aware if they removed things from the home every time they came into the home?
I'm not aware. You'd have to check their records.
Yeah, I'm just asking if you were aware.
If they removed, typically as a result of the search warrant, I would think they would have removed items each time.
All right. And you were there, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you saw them removing items from the home.
I would receive a search warrant, and they would write the items that they were there to pick up.
Okay.
So I can't tell you for sure every time they left if they left with that item.
All right, makes sense. Have there been other people in the home besides law enforcement?
Yes.
People have been into the home to collect belongings for the boys, correct?
Not people. It would primarily be me, as well as occasionally it would primarily just be me. I believe in one instance I had a family member help me carry some clothing out of the home, but that's it.
There was a family friend who came in early on and removed things from the home, true? Or a distant relative?
I wouldn't say removed things. So anything that was taken out of that home was all the children's belongings. So it would be their clothing. If they requested a trophy, if they wanted a fish out of the home, that was a stuffed fish, for example. So those would be the items that would have sentimental value that the kids had wanted out of the home. And that would be me. So they would give me the items that they had wanted. I would go pick them up, and then I would take them.
All right. Okay, let's move to Mr. Gabler. Mr. Gabler, this is the private investigator that you and the family hired, correct?
Yes. The Mr. Gabler was hired by Crystal Bowman for the estate.
For the estate. And but he was paid out of the trust.
No.
Well, Ms. Bowman didn't pay him, correct?
Yeah. He was initially paid by myself.
So you personally paid him at first.
Yes.
And eventually he was paid out of the trust, correct?
Correct.
He was paid at least $100,000 out of the trust, correct?
Correct. You'll have the records. So.
All right. The trust that the three boys are the beneficiary of, correct?
The three boys are the beneficiary, yes.
Okay. But that money was used to pay for an investigator. Fair?
Fair. In regard to in regard to ongoing litigation that we did. So
understood. Do you recall when Mr. Gabler was hired? How shortly after Eric Richards' death?
I believe it was maybe a little over a month after.
Right. And part of what he did as your private investigator was to look into Corey Richards' background. True?
True.
And he looked into everything about her business, correct?
Todd did not directly look into her business, but he in general looked into her background.
Well, he interviewed people about her business, true?
I believe so. I'm not aware. He did his own reporting.
Well, you were very involved in what Mr. Gabler was investigating, fair to say?
Yes.
And you knew that he was investigating Corey in order to try and come up with something that would result in criminal charges, fair?
No, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
No.
Well, isn't it?
Todd investigated for the truth. He made it clear that no matter what, we had to be comfortable with the truth, no matter what that answer is.
And the truth that you were looking for was information to charge Corey Richards.
I'll let him answer that. I'll let him answer that, and we need to move on. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, can you answer the
The
question?
truth you were looking for was evidence to charge Corey Richards.
That's false.
All right. However, Mr. Gabler was supplying evidence to Summit County investigators at least as early as November of 2022, correct?
I don't know the exact date.
Well, when he would send information to investigators, would he copy you on those emails?
I don't recall if I received all correspondence with that. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Did you receive correspondence?
I did.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Of course.
That's got to show me the document he's going to present.
Anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Do you see the date on that, Mr. Bunsen?
I do.
So let me ask again. As early as November of 2022, Mr. Gabler was sending information to Summit County Sheriff's officers, the investigators, detectives in this case, about Corey's possible involvement in her husband's death, true?
Correct.
And you were copied on that?
Yes.
All right.
Now, take a short restroom break, Ms. Lewis.
That would be fine.
Okay, so let's stretch our legs. Please rise for the drill. All right, have a seat. Thank you. Yes. If you stretch your legs, use the restroom if you want, but don't talk to anybody. Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll call you back in a minute. Okay. Sound good? Thank you. All right, so on the record, Ms. Lewis, to head off a potential series of objections from the state, would you give me a preview of the categories of information that are left in your outline for Mr. Benson?
I think it's all based on what was on direct. Is Mr. Gabler being in and out of the home, other things about people being in and out of the home, and then the night day of March 4th, following up on some of the questions they asked.
What the witness perceived didn't do during that time frame?
What he perceived, what? Yes.
Okay. Mark, any concerns, Mr. Burmester?
No, don't tell us.
Okay. Folks, let's take a 10-minute break. But I'm trying to hold myself accountable. If you would help me do the same. Back on the record at 3:55. Thank you. Court's in recess. Thank you for your patience. Mr. Bennett, you're still interrupted. Ms. Lewis, please proceed.
So we were talking about Mr. Gabler. As part of Mr. Gabler's investigation, he was allowed into the Willowport home a number of times, correct?
Correct.
And he would go into the home and look through things all through the house, correct?
Correct.
Were you with him? I think you said you were, but you were with him every single time he went into the home?
Yes.
And did you see him move things around the home when he would go in?
Yes.
Right. And this was, well, let me rephrase that. Do you know when the first time was that he went in the home?
I don't know an exact date. You would probably know that date.
He would know what you said?
Or he would most likely.
I don't know. So that's what I was asking.
All right, yeah.
Okay. All right. But we talked about there were approximately 10 searches between May of 2023, well, actually, I think April of 2023, and 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the home in between those searches, right?
Correct.
And in between those searches, he would find things and put them in different places, correct?
Todd documents everything that he does. He records it. I believe he records sound, does everything when he does his own investigation. So
he records. I'm sorry.
I believe he would record it if he was in the home. So sometime I believe it would be at least an audio. So yeah. I mean,
he would audio record what he was doing while he was in the home.
Yes, Todd's very specific about recording what he does.
Would he ever video record what he was doing?
Yeah, I know that he would. I believe he would audio record. I don't know specifically about a video, but you would have to consult Todd.
There were blink cameras in the home, though, or
Yes.
cameras
Yes.
recording what he was doing, right?
Yes.
Did you ever turn those cameras, those videos, or those recordings over to the prosecution?
Those, they overwrite every 60 days. I believe that you've subpoenaed to get the video recordings, which we've given.
You have given those
Yes.
to who did you give those to?
You. If we were subpoenaed, we provided the video recordings.
All right. We'll get back to that in just a minute. All right. So did he ever take things out of the home with him? Mr. Gabler?
I don't have a specific record of what he would have taken out of the home. He would have a record of that.
Okay, well, I don't need a record right now. Just a yes or no. Do you know if he took things out of the home with him?
I'm thinking that he may have taken some documents, but I can tell you exactly. He would have a better record.
If he took anything out of the home, would he provided that to the detectives or to the prosecution in this case?
Yes.
When you were in the home with Mr. Gabler, just the two of you, did you stay right with him throughout the house?
For the most part, yes.
Or was he ever allowed to just wander around while you sat down in the family room or something?
Typically, I was with him.
Okay. Typically, not always.
I can't guarantee that he wasn't ahead of me walking into a room when I was in the living room. So I would think typically I would have been right there with him.
So fair to say that during all these times that Mr. Gabler was searching the home, moving things, he was looking for things to help the prosecution. Fair?
No, that's not fair.
What was he looking for?
Todd was doing his own analysis.
Which he then provided all to the prosecution, correct?
I believe he did provide it. You'd have to ask him.
All right. Now, there were times that you were alone in the home. True?
True.
And what were you doing in the home when you were there by yourself?
When I was in the home by myself, it would be property management type things. So it would be flushing toilets, making sure that water would still run, making sure water wasn't leaking, making sure water heaters were turning over so that way they didn't go moldy, things like that. So it was primarily home maintenance type things. Again, if I was requested to pick up an item by the children, then I would go and pick up those items. But that would be the only reason I was in the home.
Okay. So you were in and out of the main bedroom, Eric and Claire Richard's bedroom?
Yes, there's a bathroom in there.
So you were in and out of the bathroom?
Yes.
All right. I have a few more questions. Okay, I just have one moment. Your Honor. So in the last 60 days, who has been in and out of the home?
Last 60 days would be myself. It would be your private detective, or the defense's private detective. It would be the sheriff's officers with the warrant, and that's it.
You're providing all of those videos, correct?
Yes.
All right. Let's go back to the night of March 4th, 2022 for a moment. You said that you got to the house that night, middle of the night, correct?
Sorry, say the question again.
March 4th, 2022.
Okay.
You came to the home as quickly as you could. So about what time was that?
It's between 3:30 and 4 o'clock around there.
Okay. And you came in carrying your 2 girls, correct?
Yes.
And you said that you saw something unusual.
Yes.
And you said that what was unusual was that Corey was shaking her hands.
Mm-hmm.
And you found that someone whose husband had just dropped dead in front of her shaking hands was an unusual reaction, in your opinion?
I don't know how personal I can get. So when a person, so I've noticed quite honestly, when your hands tremor.
I do have a tremor. That's observant.
Okay, so it's subconscious, isn't it? So that happens. It's subconscious, and you can see it. You obviously noticed it. So there's an obvious difference, in my opinion. I'm not a medical professional, but there's a difference between a subconscious tremor and someone who's doing this.
All right. Let me ask you this: had you ever seen Corey prior to that day, immediately after losing one of the closest people in her life?
No.
So you've never seen her grieving prior to this? So you don't know what was typical or not typical for Corey Richards, right?
Nope, that's correct.
Okay. All right, you said you took the boys upstairs into the playroom. I guess it's called the playroom, that's what a loft area.
Yes, correct.
All right. And how's that room set up? How many windows are in the room?
1.
And are there toy shelves in front of that window?
There are toy shelves in front of that window, yes.
Okay. And the boys were 9 and 7, the 2 older boys?
Yes.
All right. So did they crawl up on the shelves to look out the window?
At the time, I don't believe. So that home's been reorganized. So at the time, there was different furniture up there. So there were couches up there. Currently, there's not couches up there. So I think the toy shelves had been rearranged. So before I believe they could actually access that window.
All right. You're not sure, though?
I'm positive that furniture's been rearranged in that home.
But you're not sure what was in front of the window at that time?
I can't remember exactly what toy shelves were in front of that window at that time.
And so Eric was brought out on a stretcher. He was covered, correct?
Yes.
All right. So what was visible was what we see on TV, a body covered in a sheet.
Correct.
All right. And then you said that people asked Corey, told Corey, asked Corey, I'm not sure, that she needed to tell the boys that their father had passed, correct? Actually, I don't think that's what you said. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to put words in your mouth. I think what you said is you never heard Corey ask anyone to tell the boys that their father had passed. I believe that's what you actually said.
Say that again.
You testified on direct that at no time did you hear Corey tell any of the family you need to tell the boys what's just happened to their father. Tell the boys their father has passed, correct?
No, that's incorrect. So,
all right. I'm sorry, then go ahead. What was it you said?
Yeah, so I had heard people tell Corey that we need to tell the boys.
Okay. 2 questions. First, were you aware that the boys had already told their grandmother that they knew that their father had passed earlier, before, maybe even before you got there? Were you aware of that?
I'm not aware of that, and that sounds incorrect.
All right. And ultimately, it was Corey herself who spoke to the boys and told them what had happened, correct?
Yes.
Were you there when that happened?
I was in the home, but I wasn't in the room.
You weren't in the room sitting with the boys when she told them that their father had died.
No, I believe I was in the room. So if we're talking about, so that there's somewhat, I think, some different instances where a boy maybe went back into a room and she talked to one of them there. There was also a time when we were all sitting in the living room and they were talking about it there.
All right, I don't want you to speculate, just if you know or you don't know. Were you there when she sat the 3 boys down and told them what happened?
Yes, I was sitting on the couch with my 2 daughters, yes.
Okay. Could you hear the conversation?
Yes, I think she was a few seats down.
All right, and she did explain to the boys?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me one moment. I have nothing further to say.
Mr. Rose.
Yes, just thank you. Regardless of how the furniture is today, do you have a distinct recollection of seeing the body being wheeled out that window?
I do.
Was there any occasion when you were with Mr. Gabler after charges had been filed? Well, first of all, I'll ask that.
After
Charges filed,
yes.
ever go in with Mr. Gabler?
Yes.
In those instances, did you ever see Mr. Gabler identify something and leave it and tell the police later?
Absolutely. Yeah. Todd would not. If anything was of interest, he would immediately call the sheriff's office, and that thing then it would be documented.
Did you ever see Mr. Gabler bring items in and leave them in the house?
No.
So I think you testified that Eric bought the home in 2012?
Yes.
From you?
Correct. Me and my wife.
And the next summer, 2013, is when Eric married Corey, correct?
Yes.
In the backyard of that house?
Correct.
Thank you. Nothing further to go.
May this witness step down, Ms. Lewis? Of course. I understand.
So you just said that anytime Mr. Gabler would find something of interest, he would call the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Correct. For a proper chain of custody.
So as he was looking for evidence against Corey, he would call them and tell them to get a search warrant?
I believe so, yes.
Nothing further.
Mr. Burns, anything further?
No, you're right.
You can step down, sir. Thank you. Be right there. The state's next witness.
Deputy Wynn,
It
please.
just goes
Okay.
forward.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court?
Let's see who this is. No, that's part 12. Oopsie.
Your Honor, the state calls.
We watched him live, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we
right. It
watched
was
him.
like the end of the day. I don't know if you caught it all, but I remember seeing him
We
at
caught
the
a
end
bunch
of the day. Then you went back and did opening statements.
Yeah, so we'll skip over to
Who, the
5.
cop?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Let's see who this is.
There was a lot of questionable stuff that to me didn't make sense that a seasoned officer like him wouldn't have done.
So this is Cameron Larson, who was on assignment with the Office of the Medical Examiner as a senior investigator. So this one might be a little.
I get excited, y'all get bored.
No, I'm not bored. I like watching this stuff.
You like the medical examiner stuff?
Yeah, I like it all. I like listening and see who they can impeach, who's going to get up there and lies. But, you know, it don't bring the crowd, so we ain't got to do it in a while, but we're going to do this trial. Crowds or no crowds.
You brought in new people. You can tell from the chat.
Yeah, there's definitely some new people. I didn't tag this video. I forgot to. So probably would have.
And a neighbor. How cool is that?
It's a nice change of pace from the nonsense.
Drama.
And then
So tired of the drama.
Old
Did
school.
you see the, not to bring up drama, but I'm gonna for a second. Did you see, anybody see the technical difficulties at 2 a.m. this morning?
But with who?
JFK.
Oh, no, I didn't. No, not yet.
He
What
couldn't
happened?
get his sound together, and it was hysterical.
Oh, God. We got to watch that.
What are you doing up at 2? Jeez.
Oh no, I fall asleep and then I wake up at like 4, and then something's on like auto play from my TV.
You just happened to catch it in a good spot.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Medical examiner. She kind of looks like it. Got all the black on and shit.
Like a mortician.
Right, got black fingernail polish on and shit. It's like, damn, you need to work down at the fucking funeral home. But I guess she kind of does.
Yeah.
I wonder if people get obsessed, Lawlene, with exploring the human body on these. I don't think you would call them cadavers, but recently passed people.
You talking about medical professionals?
Yeah.
No.
My
And
hairdresser
it's cut and dry.
My hairdresser is changing her career from.
I'm talking about as you're doing it on like these new people. You're looking for stuff. Like she got in there and found a bunch of stuff that this guy had wrong with him.
You basically have a checklist that you've memorized, and you start from the
I'm
top.
sure in Massachusetts. This lady, they actually had a checklist, like a worksheet.
Yeah, you start. There's a very specific order you go in to make sure you cover doing all of the different dissections and weights and tests. Yeah, like it's very by the book. There's no exploratory stuff going on beyond that.
Yeah, so I guess you just, if something's not weighing right or it doesn't look right, you
Well,
can
yeah, I
tell.
mean it's notated and pictures are taken. Yeah, and they
I'm just
might think
bringing all that up. I'm bringing all that up because I'm wondering why they don't do it in Massachusetts. They just do whatever they want. Like, I don't know if he was hit by a car. I don't know if he was bit by a dog. Didn't find any dog saliva.
I mean, I personally don't think the medical office did a bad job in Massachusetts.
But for a police officer, they didn't go above and beyond.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, you think they'd be a little bit more invested in that shit. With their opinion, they were bullying her to call it.
Yeah, and she didn't. I mean, I feel like she did
And
everything
then
right.
she also didn't give it a reason either. She just kind of stepped to the side and said, fuck this.
Exactly.
This is what I found, and this is all I'm going to say about it.
Right. I mean, she can't make a determination if the evidence isn't there.
Why are you taking up for her now?
When have I ever not?
I don't know.
I thought she did a good job personally.
I wish she would have chose a side, not chose a side, but been more determinate on her findings.
Well, I mean, she really couldn't based off the injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a natural death, but she couldn't say it was murder.
Yeah, but she could have said, to be hit by a car, you sure are lacking a lot of injuries.
And she did say that.
I don't know if she said it really loud, but she may have said it. I don't know.
I mean, she said it was lacking, the body was lacking the normal things you would see from an auto pedestrian collision.
Bam. Right there.
And she did say that. And she did say that it was, it lined up with.
Yeah, Emily says that she messed up the hypothermia diagnosis.
That one to me is a little bit borderline.
Yeah, but how would you? So, what were the nodules in his lungs that were? I mean, why were they already there? He had like stomach ulcers or something like that, possibly.
Yeah, his liver.
Liver.
I believe it was on his liver. The crap, I can't even remember the name of the spots. Sasaki spots, whatever it was. But yeah, you can have them from certain medications. You can have them from conditions like reflux, stomach acid buildup. The question is, it's like it went back to the textbook picture of what it looked like and how much percentage would be present to say that it's hypothermia. And she said that there was presence of it, and the conditions that she was told he was found in led her to lean towards hypothermia. Yeah, there you go. Wisniewski spots. Thank you, Emily.
So how can we explain no frostbite with over 5 hours in the snow?
You can't with bare
Below
exposure,
freezing temperature. His skin is contacting snow.
especially the digits, the ears, the nose.
His fingertips would have been black.
I mean, he's 1 foot.
5
literally just a sock.
and blood loss. You add blood loss, and when you lose blood, you don't have enough to stay as warm as normal people. So you're going to frostbite pretty quick.
There definitely would have been frostbite. The edges of his ears.
When it's below freezing in Massachusetts, it's different. It's warmer.
I mean, just if someone were like not even directly exposed to snow, like just out in those elements of temperature alone, but him being like literally against the precipitation, that's the big one for me.
Oh, well, the snow covered him and that blocked him from the wind. Yeah, but it would take, I don't know, like a packed in 4 freaking inches of snow to block him so that he could warm up inside the shell. You can't do that.
I mean, according to Carrie, she removed basically ice cubes over his eyes. And there was no mention of any frostbite even on his face.
When you talk, it sounds like you're playing the piano.
My son's playing it in the background. I've already hollered at him like twice.
If not, your voice is changing. Right here in the stream. All right, let's see what this medical examiner says.
Could you please state your full name and spell your last name?
My name is Cameron Larson, Larson.
Now,
may I ask you to do me a favor? Yes. You can sit wherever you're comfortable. You pull the mic a little closer to you.
Yes, absolutely.
It's easier to move the mic. Thank you.
Now, we called Cameron Sessions. Now, Ms. Larson is up on the stand. What has happened?
I changed my name since getting married.
And since March 4th, 2022?
I was married in October of 2021. I just didn't change my name until later.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you. What is your current employment?
My current employment is an evidence technician with the Park City Police Department.
I see. Now, back in 2022, did you have an assignment with the Office of the Medical Examiner?
Correct.
Your voice is so soft. Really get that mic close to you. I just want to make sure your testimony is important. So, in March of 2022, with
coincidentally, Lubin really likes a woman with a soft voice. Just had to throw that out there for you ladies. Lubin loves the soft voice.
regards to the OME, did you have a specific geographic?
I think Terry fell asleep in the voice chat and Lubin fell asleep on the stream, which is not the first for either of those things to happen.
Responsibility.
Yes, I was in the Summit County area. I did not perform in Park City proper though, just in the jurisdiction of the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Has that since changed?
Yes.
Now you're Park City OME,
Correct.
somebody else's
Correct.
Summit County. I see. Okay. Was that a relatively new assignment for you?
Yes, it would have been my first one by myself without mentor.
And had you been training on that for some time before that?
Yes.
About how long?
I'd say probably about 2 months.
I see. Did you, with regards to your other assignment, do you have training or with regards to your Park City assignment?
Yes.
What could you elaborate on that just briefly?
On what my assignment is currently?
Yes. What training do you have before you started as Park City evidence?
I didn't realize I was muted. Sorry, my bad.
So I had.
Did you have training for that evidence technician?
Yes.
Could you briefly describe what that?
So you just been chatting it up, huh?
Mike, I'm right here. What the fuck?
Like, damn, y'all could listen to me. I'm somebody too.
Hello.
Lubin Dubin. The muted one.
How to take photos, write reports.
It happens all the time.
So on that particular day, March 4th of 2022, did you have an occasion to be at 282 Willow Court in Francis?
Yes.
How did you know to go there?
I don't remember who, but I was given a call to come perform as the medical examiner investigator.
Okay. Do you recall what time you arrived approximately?
Approximately 6:30 a.m.
When you got there, what did you see?
I was led into the master bedroom where I saw the decedent at the foot of the bed covered by a white sheet.
Did you at some point remove the white sheet?
Yes.
What did you see then?
The decedent was laying face up with a t-shirt over his face and boxer shorts.
Okay. Did you notice any other objects or things associated with his body?
He did have red fluid on his face.
Okay. How about any medical intervention devices?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
He had a few different things. If I remember correctly, he had AEDs on his chest.
What? I'm sorry, you said what?
AED.
What's that?
The shocking device.
I see.
On his chest, and then he may have had some tubing in his knees.
Did you have an opportunity to get closer and look over his body, inspect his body?
Yes.
Front and back?
Yes.
And did you see any evidence of injury?
No.
When you arrive on a scene as the OME,
called a defibrillator.
Or in this case, the sheriff's office have
Shocking
other
device.
responsibilities that kind of cross over.
Yes. They're not supposed to touch the body until I arrive, but we were working the same room.
Okay. Does that include collecting evidence?
Yes.
Okay. Did you work with anyone from the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, Chelsea Gibson as well as Detective Woody.
When you, at some point, were you instructed to look for some particular evidence?
Yes.
What was that?
I was asked to look for any signs of alcohol.
Okay. And what did you do about looking for alcohol?
I looked in the trash cans.
Okay. Which trash cans did you look?
The master bedroom, the kids' bathroom, as well as the kitchen.
Okay. Did you look anywhere else besides these trash cans?
Not to my recollection.
I'm so sorry. I need to see better.
Okay.
Thank you. Like, take a deep breath, check it out. But we need to do that.
Okay.
Did you look in drawers or cupboards or anything like that?
No.
For real.
My job as the medical examiner investigator was to go and check the body, and there's.
Did you see anything in these trash cans?
To my recollection, there was nothing in the master bedroom or the bathroom. However, in the kitchen, there was coffee grounds, a newspaper, and a cock and bowl bottle.
Okay. I'm unfamiliar with cock and bowl. What does that mean?
It's a ginger beer.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
Did she say she was drinking a few cock and balls?
I didn't catch that actually.
It kind of sounded like it.
That just
There was
reminded me of Adam Sandler's "We're all gonna laugh at you." See.
All right, here it is.
I'm unfamiliar with cock and bowl. What does that mean?
It's
Yeah.
a newspaper and a cock and bowl bottle.
Okay. I'm unfamiliar with cock and bowl. What does that mean?
It's a ginger beer.
He did.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
He said, I'm not familiar with cock and balls. That's what he said. I didn't say what he said. I mean, this is the way court goes. I mean, it's on the record. Can you read that last sentence back for us?
I'm unfamiliar with
Did I read that right?
It's a ginger beer.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
No, sir.
Did you note that in your report at all?
I did not.
So
that's a hard cider, like Dickens cider. Have you ever had a Dickens cider, Lubin?
Oh yeah. Oh, the drink? The drink? I don't know.
Dickens cider, Lubin. Jesus, I thought you were a normal person. You're just a fucking perv or something. Like Dickens. Dickens cider.
Me? This guy?
Yes, Jesus, Lubin.
Okay.
I have to mark this damn show 18 and 02.
I can't see the gold stuff from StreamYard. What are we doing?
Nothing.
Are there amounts tonight that they have to be?
Lubin was asking if Dickens cider came in a 4-pack or a 6.
Seriously, Danny, is there an amount on the goals you're trying to get on the chats tonight?
We got 3 more. There's 15 total.
But like, are they an amount limit?
No, just 3 $10. Yeah, 3 $10 ones.
Gotcha.
$10.
Make me laugh.
I don't know. It's gonna be close, but it's good though. Trial watch and still me to go. It's fucking hardcore.
So is it a 4 or 6-pack?
Not as hardcore as Lubin, because here he goes again. Here he goes. I'm not answering your dirty ass questions, Lubin.
Well, you brought it up now. I mean,
no, MJ brought it up. MJ's usually the one here bringing up this shit. You must have been hanging out with MJ in the fucking voice chat or something. You need to be careful who you hang out with, Lubin. Shit rubs off.
It's some 4 years later. How do you remember
Especially
that
MJ.
there was this cock and bull ginger beer, non-alcoholic beverage you were not looking for?
I swear.
Later, how do you remember that there was this cock and bull ginger? So it's some
Cock and
4 years
bull.
later. How do you remember that there was this cock and bull ginger beer, non-alcoholic beverage you were not looking for in the garbage?
It is something that my dad kept on hand as a child.
Okay. But just because you had it in your house, is there something about cock and bull ginger beer?
It has a very distinct name and a very distinct bottle, and so it was something that just struck my memory.
This is a 12-ounce bottle. Or
Did you look around the master bedroom where Eric Richards' body was for medications, things like that?
On surface areas.
Did you look for any evidence of alcohol out in the open in the master bedroom?
Not from my recollection.
Did you see any?
No.
Thank you.
With regards to medications, did you or Chelsea Gibson collect any medication bottles or medication for the master bedroom that you're aware of?
I don't remember taking any bottles.
Okay. Did you find identification of the decedent?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you find that?
I don't remember where it was found.
Okay. Did you, can we?
Tommy, we did it. We did it, Tommy.
Did it, Tommy?
Get out of the right corner with your broke ass.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord.
You're a loser, guy.
That's pretty good.
We did it, Tommy.
Thank you, everybody.
I need to get that clip of that. We did it. We did it, Tommy, so we can add it in. That'd be good.
We did it, Tommy. We did it.
I just looked at him. I said, "Did it, Tommy?"
Oh, Tommy.
I did it.
Mr. Tommy. Was Mr. Tommy to you? Sorry.
How is Mr. Tommy?
Fucking with this board while I'm fucking with y'all. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out though. Ain't no doubt. Here we go.
Focus attention on State's Exhibit 10-1, please, just for the witness and the lawyers.
Yes.
Okay, I think that this has, having had a chance to look at those, do you recognize those?
Yes.
Can you describe what these two photographs are?
One is a photo of a black wallet with a Utah ID for the decedent.
Okay, and the other one?
Next one is a photo with the OME placard as well as 2 driver's licenses with the decedent.
Okay. Do they accurately and fairly depict the driver's license and the driver's license of the decedent on that night?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibit 10-1.
10-1 is admitted. I'm going to publish the joint.
Please, Your Honor.
Okay.
Did the person depicted in the driver's license appear to be the same person who is the decedent who was laying there?
Yes.
You can, yeah, okay, good. Now, can you, when you are finished doing your investigation, what do you do with the decedent's body?
Transport is called. We wait until transport arrives, and then the decedent is placed in a body bag.
Cock and bull. Sounds like an English guy saying cock and ball. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. Good one, guys.
And we have a seal that goes through the two zippers to close the body bag.
Okay, so
Still never be as good as an ice cold Dickens cider.
you can't access the body bag without breaking that seal. Is that the purpose?
Correct.
Okay. Can I'd like you to turn your attention to State's Exhibit 10-2, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a picture of the tag that will be placed on the body bag.
Okay. And does that tag have a specific number?
Yes, it is 0002713.
Is that number important?
It helps. The number is correlated with the specific decedent, so that whenever the body arrives at the OME's office, they can make sure that the numbers match.
Okay. So it's unique. It's not everyone for Summit County is 2713.
No.
Okay. Does this photograph accurately and fairly depict the tag at the scene?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibit 10-2.
Housekeeping, you may approach.
Yeah. Just let me know if you have any objection to this version.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to publish this version to the jury. And Scott, if you would make a note to have this version up, I forget the number here.
It's 10-2.
If you would have this version of 10-2 be the one that gets admitted. All right, we'll publish 10-2 as amended by the state. I appreciate that right now.
Okay, so you say you once the body and any other things that you put in there, what other things might you put in with the body?
Any identification such as driver's license. If there was any medication with his name on it, that would have also went to the medical examiner's office.
So in this case, those two driver's licenses were packaged?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to turn your attention to 10-3, please. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you recognize that?
I recognize the tag. It appears that that photo was taken at the medical examiner's office.
Okay. Were you at the medical examiner's office?
No, sir.
Is the body bag and the seal on the zipper accurately depicted as you last saw it?
Yes.
In that photograph? State would offer State's Exhibit 10-3.
Any objection to 10-3, counsel?
Sorry, I just want to make sure. I'm not going to take another witness. I don't see any objection.
Okay.
I can cross over that.
10-3 is admitted and published.
Yes. Okay. So what you're talking about then, may the witness, they have permission for the witness to step down and just point out.
Yeah, one moment. Okay, please.
Can you just show the jury how you loop that together?
Yes, is this working? As you can see, there's the two zippers right here with the tag that cannot be taken apart unless it's cut.
Okay. Perfect. And that's the way you saw it when you last saw the decedent in the body bag. That is how it looked.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can return your seat. Okay. So what happened next after you've sealed the body of Eric Wickens in that body bag? What happens next?
I escorted the body bag out with the transport team. Once the decedent was in the van, that's the end of my role.
Okay. And what's the transport team?
It's a team that we contracted with at the time with Summit County that is just responsible for moving decedents from scenes to the medical examiner's office or wherever they need to go.
I have no further questions for this case.
Oh, shit. This is my lady.
No further questions?
Understood.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Mr. Ramos is stepping up.
That is all that. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I was just shocked that you didn't have questions.
You and my wife both.
Ms. Larson?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
This is a while that this would be your first crime scene that you're showing up to.
Yes.
Memorable, to say the least.
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you a couple questions about what an OME investigator does.
Okay.
Okay. We kind of, Mr. Burmester kind of touched on it. And you, as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, your role as an OME investigator is to show up to a crime scene and document the body and anything you feel important.
Correct.
That includes photographing.
Correct.
And gathering any type of belongings, as we saw.
Correct.
Identifying the deceased.
Correct.
You indicated gathering prescriptions, perhaps.
Correct.
Okay. And in that training, you indicated that you were working alongside with the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Correct.
And it was Ms. Gibson as well as Ms. Wood.
Correct.
Now, when you say work alongside, are you part of the same? You just have the same role, or when you say you were working together, it's just, hey, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. If you see something, let me know, kind of thing. Can you explain that a little bit more to me?
My role for medical examining investigator is just the decedent. Their role would be to do any evidence and investigation.
Okay. And so when you're talking about gathering or looking in the trash cans, was that something that they requested?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this was your first one. Is that since then, I guess, or even that day, did that seem odd to you?
At the time, it didn't seem odd. It didn't seem odd to me.
You said at the time, but did it seem odd now?
No, I think that I would just stick to my role next time.
No. 24th? Yeah, a year ago today, you had an interview with the Summit County Sheriff's Office, right?
I don't remember if it was a year ago today, but yes.
Okay. Can I show you something just to see if you recognize it?
Yes.
And I just look at it, you don't have to read the whole thing, just let me know if you recognize it, and then maybe find the date.
I do recognize it. It says February 24th, 2020.
Is that yours?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Does that refresh your recollection as to whether or not you had a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that time, a year ago today, were you still employed as an OME investigator, or had you moved on?
I was still employed. However, I was with a different jurisdiction.
Okay. Still as an OME investigator?
Correct.
Okay. And this is common to come back about, I don't know how long, 3 years after to have some follow-up conversation?
This would be my first time.
That was your first time? Okay. And we talked a little bit about the reason that the Summit County Attorney's Office asked you to come in, correct? They had questions about what you found in the garbage.
Correct.
And we mentioned the cock and bull beer. It is very distinct. Old chubby one. Very good. Now, you clarified during that meeting, though, your involvement with court, right?
Yes.
And specifically, you talked about how you really only had one conversation with her, right?
Correct.
And that was in, I believe, her child's bedroom?
Correct.
And it was to sit down with her and tell her what's going to happen.
Correct.
Like what the protocol is, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated during that conversation, indicated that she was crying, correct?
Correct.
And she had her hands on her face, correct?
Correct.
And you gave her the number and the contact information for where she needed to call, correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to go back to the day of March 4th, okay? You were asked, again, this is your first time, to go look at the garbage cans, right?
Yes.
Now, I imagine you found this on the main floor, correct?
I believe so.
Did you ever go downstairs?
No.
Okay, so you didn't know if there was another kitchen or anything down there?
No.
Okay. So where you found the cock and bull ginger beer bottle, that was in the kitchen trash can?
Correct.
Okay. Now, that's by the sink, correct? Kitchen sink, sorry.
I don't remember where the trash can was.
Fair. Do you remember at all seeing any are you familiar with Moscow Mule cups?
I am now.
Do you remember seeing any of those?
No.
And even, to be fair, the meeting you had a year ago, you came in and spoke with the Summit County Sheriff's Office. You even told them, I haven't even heard anything about this case since I've involved in it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, that was the only conversation you had with Ms. Riches, correct?
Correct.
You didn't have, it's not your job, and you didn't gather any evidence in terms of what happened, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe you overheard things, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about this one document. Just to see if you remember. Take a look at that. Take your time. Let me know if you remember.
Yes.
And the Summit County Attorney's Office asked you about your report, right?
Yes.
This is during that last meeting a year ago.
Yes.
And you indicated that you didn't recall writing certain things down, correct? Or I'm sorry, but you don't remember where you got the information. Do you remember that?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Let me rephrase. The meeting you had a year ago, where you were brought in, you were asked about your report, your initial report. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And they asked you about very specific things. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you told him, I actually don't remember that one, where I got that some of that information from. Do you recall that?
Yes.
So this document that I just showed you right now, the case narrative, is this, I'm just curious how you compile this. Is this something that you yourself write all out?
Yes.
It is. And where do you get that information?
I had gotten some information from the 911 call as well as the detective before writing.
And that's exactly my point, is that we know that your job isn't to do any investigation, right?
Correct.
And it's not to interview Ms. Richens and ask her.
Oh my God, is that her breathing in the fucking microphone like that? I don't know if it's Lubin or if it's this witness. Lubin, are you still awake?
Mine's
He's muted.
muted.
So it mattered.
Yeah,
She's
I was
breathing
muted.
in that fucking microphone. If you don't stop breathing up in that fucking microphone like that, damn. But at least we can hear her talking. That's good. So I guess a little breathing never hurt nobody. Didn't hurt the. Yeah, never mind. I ain't gonna say that. All right, here we go. Back to the breathing heavy lady.
What happened, right?
Correct.
But it is your job to get information, perhaps in this case from EMS or the 911 call, or Detective Woody, or any of the other officers that showed up, right?
Correct.
Now, you're just taking what they're giving you at face value, right?
Correct.
You're not getting it firsthand. Correct. So you don't know how truthful it is, correct?
Correct.
And so it's fair to say that while you wrote this, apart from the information that you knew directly, like I showed up, I saw him, I bagged it, this is a number, apart from things that you actually did, it's fair to say that this is a summary or a copy of going over. Oh. Thank you, Judge. Sorry, I forgot where I was. The information contained in the narrative contains information both that you did personally, but also information that you did not personally either obtain or witness. Fair?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, in the one of the things that I do want to talk about what you did. We saw the photographs, the bagging, the prescriptions. I want to ask you about that. You said that in the body bag there were prescriptions as well as property. Is that correct?
I don't remember sending any medications.
You don't remember sending medications?
No.
Okay. If there were medications, would that have been your job or would it have been somebody else's?
If there was medication that was out in the open with his name on it, then yes, it would have gone. If it was medication that did not have his name on it or was generic, it would not have gone with him.
Got it. And would you have taken pictures if you had put anything inside of the body bag?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't recall doing that in this case?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna go through my posters. I think I'm done. Give me 1 second. Thank you so much, Ms. Larson.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. There's no further questions. Mr. Burns.
When you before you seal up the bag, you put anything that you fit within the confines of your duties, put within in the bag with the decedent's body. Do you have an inventory sheet saying what it is that you've included?
It's something that we fill out with the medical examiners on their website later at the time, but we often take notes of anything that was taken.
So is it an electronic inventory sheet or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
When you get it off and so when it's received by the medical examiner, they've got access to what you've included?
Yes.
I see. If there were medications, that inventory sheet would have what you had included.
Yes.
Is it possible that other items of medication with his name on it were included in that bag that you don't remember today?
Yes.
Okay. Now, defense counsel asked you about this meeting. Do you remember the location where that meeting was with?
It was at the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
At the Sheriff's Office, okay. And was anyone there besides the county attorney?
It was myself, Miss Olson, and Hopper.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Hopper is an investigator?
I'm not certain what his role is anymore.
Do you recall if Detective O'Driscoll was there?
He was not.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Just really okay. Ms. Larson, the state just asked you about what would have been put in the bag and if it would have followed it, and then OMU would have received it. I want to talk to you about that, okay? As I recall, you actually had to escort the decedent out, correct?
Yes.
And that was for whoever you contracted with, I think is what you indicated.
Correct.
Okay. Now, when you do that, do you recall the names of who that was? I don't expect that you do.
No.
Okay. I'm going to show just something to, bless you, Ms. Larson. I don't have a physical copy. Can you just touch that? Yes.
She's got it.
Okay. Ms. Larson, do you recognize this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is that the form that you filled out in this case?
Yes, this is a form that is given to the transport team.
Okay. And you filled out everything you needed to fill out.
Correct.
And then I imagine they'll fill in the rest.
Correct.
Would you have put in here anything that would remind you of what was contained inside of the bag in terms of the prescription bottles specifically?
On this form?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. No problem. That's all I have to.
All right. Mr. Burmester, may we allow his wife to step down?
Yes, Your Honor. That would be the state's request.
Please step down. Thank you so much.
We had also seen concession or Ms. Fletcher.
I think we might can get another one. I mean, it ain't like I got somewhere to go. I'm already there. So we're on 6, right? 6.
Which one are we on now?
The Yeah, so this is Deputy Pimento Cheese. A Pimento Cheese. That's probably what they call him down in the locker room. What up, Pimento Cheese? And he's a responding officer.
Jeez.
He was searching for medications. So we'll see what this dude found. I'm about to bring the gummies in the chat. Gummies are about to enter the chat.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the claims and penalties of perjury? Thank you, Benson.
Well, that lady ain't testifying. We're going to pull it down.
Good morning. Go ahead and pull that mic towards you a little bit just to make sure we don't miss anything. If you could state your name and spell your last name, please.
David Pimentel, Pimentel.
Where do you work?
Work at the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked there?
Almost 7 years.
What's your assignment at the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Currently, I'm on patrol with the community unit.
What about in 2022? What was your assignment then?
That was the same assignment.
You were working as a patrol deputy?
Yes.
Before we jump into the case at hand, I want to talk a little bit with you about the chain of command within the police, within the sheriff's office. So you mentioned that you're a patrol deputy.
Yes.
And above that, there's a patrol sergeant. Is that correct?
Yes.
There's a lieutenant.
Yes.
There's a captain.
Yes.
And there's also an investigations division.
Correct.
And as a patrol deputy, you went out to the scene on March 4th of 2022.
That's correct.
And that was at the 282 Willow Court home.
Yes.
What were your responsibilities that night?
Primarily would be scene security, but I was also tasked with starting a medical log.
What's a medical log?
It's basically a log of any medication that the decedent would have in their possession. We start the log. We take all the medication that's there. We log how much is there. We log everything about that medication.
And that was your primary responsibility while you were there?
Correct.
And you completed that log to the best of your ability while you were there?
Yes.
Did you locate medications for Eric Richens?
I did.
Where did you look for those?
I looked for them in the bathroom, which is where I was made aware that they were most likely going to be.
Where did you look in the bathroom?
I looked on the counter. There was a drawer that was mentioned, and then I looked in a cupboard that was above the toilet.
And you were looking for these medications where you were told by...
What's his hair doing right there? What's it doing? Is it going backwards? Sideways?
Just thinking, he has quite an odd kind of
Is that
look
a hair
to him.
peninsula? That's a hair peninsula.
I think there's something boss baby-ish about his face.
Yeah, there's water on 3 sides of that
Yeah.
And he probably plays a good Joker at Halloween. Look at those eyebrows. They're already pointed up.
Nicholson had those. Yep.
Frown, pointed eyebrows, and a hair peninsula.
Like full scowl all the time.
Yeah. You have to pay like a toll and go through the lock system to get out of that hair.
Oh, you know what it is? It's that like cartoon Boss Baby. It looks like that fucking.
That's what I'm thinking of is boss baby.
Oh God. Yeah.
Story Richens they might be.
Correct.
And at this point, when you're looking for medications, you were aware that Mr. Richens may have taken a THC gummy.
Yes, I was made aware of that.
And while you were looking for these medications, did you see any THC gummies?
No, I did not.
When you looked in that cupboard above the toilet, did you see any THC gummies?
No, I did not.
How do you know that?
One part of my duties on patrol is typically to look for narcotics, and so I'm
I have a lot of training and a lot of experience in locating narcotics such as THC gummies, THC products, or other narcotics and paraphernalia that goes with it.
So you're familiar with what those look like?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you would have seen them on the night of.
Oh man, this dude's what? 27. Tons of training. Finding weed gummies. It's not the most hideable drug you could purchase. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a highly trained weed gummy finding expert.
You went to an academy that took 6 months.
2 years prerequisites. 2 years just to become the guy who can find the gummies. Wow. Look at him. $835,000 in training they've wasted on this guy.
I thought that was an interesting part of the Sister's Cross, though, that he didn't share with her that he takes THC gummies.
I thought she said he did share that with her.
She said she knew Corey did.
Oh, the sex life.
Yeah.
He tells her about his diddling, but I'm not going to tell her about the weed gummies.
Right. We talked about their intimate relationship, but he didn't mention gummies. And he wouldn't drink in front of her, which I thought was kind of strange, too.
Her whole testimony was weird, though. Like, she was trying to figure out what they were trying to ask her before they asked her the question.
I totally understand the shoes she's in from having gone through this stuff before. Like, the defense is the enemy. You're wanting to win the jury over, and you know they're trying to play games with you, so you're on edge. You're trying to walk a really fine line of coming over as being, not offensive, and you're trying to come off.
Somebody offended me.
I don't see it like that. I mean, I just don't see it like that, because if you're a witness, you're just telling her like what it is. You're not trying to sway the jury at that point if you're on the stand.
Deeply that Corey murdered her brother.
Yeah, but you have to, if you're a witness, you're just sitting there and you're supposed to just tell the facts.
But at the same time, she's convinced herself that Corey's a murderer, and she's wanting desperately to relay that to these people.
Right.
Standing in her way.
But does that make her a good person to put on the stand, is what I'm saying.
I mean, she had to go on the stand either way for her presence there that night.
If she wasn't good, she would have ended up on there as well. If anybody knew she wasn't going to be good at it.
I think her husband did a much better job.
Yes.
She was maybe not the right kind of emotional.
He was very personally involved, which is
exactly. She already has that bias, that's already kind of pushing out, and you can't hide it.
She's not wanting this defense attorney to do something slick and sly that lets her brother's murderer go in her mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like when you get confronted with that video evidence afterwards, it shows a certain,
like her hugging her on the ground, and then she's like,
everything else after that, it puts it under a microscope in another way.
And she's probably questioning herself too, like, how much did my hatred of her influence my memories?
Maybe.
All right, let's get back to it. This is the last one we're watching tonight.
Pimento.
Yeah, pimento cheese is where we're going to end this thing. But we did do 3.5 hours of trial watch, though, and we're going to finish it up nice and strong and quietly.
March 4th, what would you have done?
I would have left them where they were at, and then I would have notified the investigations team when they came in that there were, in fact, narcotics located while inside the house.
And you didn't find any?
No, I didn't.
You didn't find any drug paraphernalia?
No.
You didn't find any illicit drugs?
I did not.
This moment. Those are all my questions for you. I expect the defense might have some as well. Thank you.
I'm not going to understand why people in the chat are saying they're getting the Jen and Matt McCabe vibe, because they're so defensive. But
So the
I
night of
think
March 4th,
the
can you
reasons why they're defensive are different.
Can you tell me what time you arrived at the scene?
I don't recall exactly what time.
All right. Well, let me just see if this refreshes your recollection.
Yes, that seems about right.
So about what time did you arrive at the scene?
Around 3:30 or 3:50.
3:50. And what time did you leave?
I also don't recall exactly what time I left.
Would it be accurate?
Yes, what from there would be accurate. It would be based on radio logs, which is when I clear the scene or right on scene.
So does 5:09 a.m. sound correct to you? Is that about right? Yes. All right. So when you got there, who was already present?
I believe that medical was present. I do not recall if there were any other law enforcement present, but I do recall that they were medical was on scene.
Okay, medical. So yeah, EMTs. And
Yeah, so when I say medical, I mean like EMT and also the fire department. I just view them as the same entity. So I don't know if it was one or the other, just know the medical personnel were on scene.
All right. And you said your assignment at the scene was security and a medical log.
That's correct.
So all your information about medications, did it come from Ms. Richards?
Man, this guy breathes into the microphone too.
Or repeated to you what Ms. Richards had told them?
They both, yes. So there wasn't as I recall, there was another deputy who informed me, hey, there might be more medications in the bathroom.
More medications in the bathroom as compared to the bedroom?
I don't recall if the bedroom was mentioned, so I can't give you a firm answer on that.
Well, let me ask you this. Where specifically in the home did you look for medications?
I looked in to my recollection, I looked in the bathroom.
That's the only room you looked in was the master bathroom?
Looking for medications, yes, I believe that was the only place I looked for medications.
All right. Now, you started, is it a handwritten log, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let me just have you take a look at this.
And the empty hydrocodone bottle was in the nightstand, right? Or oxycodone, whatever it was that I saw on
All
Twitter.
right, so that's a list of medications that were found. Is that correct?
I think so.
And that is not all in your handwriting, true?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So what part of that is in your handwriting?
The first three of them, there's black ink, I believe, in my handwriting.
And are you aware who finished that report?
I do not know. No.
Okay. Let me grab that back from you. Can I take 1 moment? So, Deputy, the first three medications on this list were ones that you found.
Correct.
And what do you recall those three medications were? Do I need to give this back?
Yeah, I do not recall the medications.
Right.
Some of them have longer.
Before I'm sorry. I have a tendency to talk over I work.
No, I'm sorry.
My mouth goes faster than my brain. Are you aware, or the other medications that are in someone else's handwriting, where they were found?
I do not know.
All right. Let me try to take a quick look at the first three then that you found again.
Okay.
And you said you found those three all in the master bathroom?
To my recollection, yes, I believe it did.
All right. And the first one on that list is naltrexone, correct?
Correct.
And are you aware what that medication is used for?
I am not.
All right. The next one is the hydrocodone, which we've spoken about. Correct? That's what the next one is you wrote down. And the third one was, you might have to remind me.
I'll do my best. Doxycycline?
Doxycycline. Okay.
Yes.
Cycling. All right. And you're not aware what that medication is?
No.
All right.
So that
We'll
was
talk
all
about that
found
then
in the
later.
bathroom.
All right. So during the time you were there, you only found three medications?
It's to my recollection, yes.
All right. Over that hour and a half?
Yes.
Now, you said that you had a conversation with Ms. Richens, and was it Ms. Richens that told you there were THC gummies, that Mr. Richens had possibly taken a THC gummy?
I believe she did mention that there were THC gummies, yes.
Did you ask her where the gummies were located?
I do not recall if I asked her that question.
All right. Would that be important to know since you were looking for medications to log?
Only if they were prescribed to him would I be looking for them.
Well, did you testify that you would also look for illicit drugs?
No, I was not looking for them, but if I had seen them during the time, then I would have made a note of them.
You would have made a note if you'd seen them. However, you were told that he had possibly taken this drug, but you didn't think to ask where that might be located so you could log it?
No.
All right. So where specifically in the master bathroom did you look?
I believe I looked on the counter. If you walk in and then on the left side, there's a counter there. I believe I looked on the counter. I believe there was a mention of one of the drawers had it, and then also on the opposite side, above the toilet, there is a cabinet, and I looked in there.
I'm sorry, you say that last part again.
So on the right side of the bathroom, there's a toilet, and then above the toilet, there's a cabinet, and I looked in there.
All right. And now that bathroom is connected to a walk-in closet, correct?
Correct.
So you go into the bathroom and then into the closet.
Yes.
Did you look in the closet?
No, I did not.
And you said you looked in the drawer, and I don't know if I understood you. Someone told you to look in the drawer?
I believe that somebody mentioned that there was a medication, not a medication pill bottle, but it's one of those organizers for pills in the drawer. And I believe that one of the deputies came to me and said that one of those was in the drawers in the bathroom. So that's why I looked in those drawers.
All right. So when you left at approximately 5 in the morning, a little bit after 5, what did you do with that medication log?
So the medication log and the medication that was collected was left in the room on the dresser that was in that room.
You didn't hand it over to the person that was taking over for you?
No, I did not.
You didn't write a report that night, correct?
No.
But you went back and wrote a report in January of 23, correct?
That's correct.
It's almost a year later?
Correct.
And what was the purpose of that January 23 report?
I was asked to write a report for that incident at that time, so I went back and read that report.
And was the purpose, well, let me rephrase. In that report, it was a very short report, correct?
Correct.
And it was basically that you left the medication log on the dresser, correct?
It was, yes, to describe my involvement in the case with the medication log, yes.
Why were you asked to do that a year later?
I don't recall why I was asked to do that. I was just asked by my supervisor, so I did it.
And you don't know why they needed that?
I do not know why they needed that.
Is it typical that you would write a report about what you did with the medication log at the time?
It depends on the involvement, the overall involvement that I have in a case. If my involvement is just a medical log where what I've done is logged on a medical log, then no, it's not typical that I would write a report.
All right. And did you type up what medications were found? Was that you or someone else who typed up the medication list?
No, my involvement with the medication would be this log that you've given me.
So that's it. You were there for an hour and a half, and during the time you were there, well, about an hour and a half, you logged the 3 medications.
Correct.
And just, you only looked in the bathroom. You didn't look in the kitchen, correct?
Kinda.
And you didn't look in the drawers in the bedroom?
No.
And you didn't look anywhere else in the house for medications?
Correct.
And you didn't ask Ms. Richens where medications for Mr. Richens would be located?
I believe I did ask her.
Are you saying that Kenny Rogers is kind of country? Kenny Rogers is country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Kenny Rogers was on the Karen Reed fundraiser the other night. Remember?
Obviously having a lot of trouble with that one. I remember like one song.
What? The Gambler?
I
Yeah.
was in the stream with Dolly Parton.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. I put them all in the chat the other night.
What I didn't watch the fundraiser yet. How much did it bring in?
I don't remember a total.
Ballpark?
I think like $3,000.
Mm.
And then Mike and them brought in like 1,500, but they didn't know they were counting glares. Fucking, they were just looking at the total where they started and the total where they were at on the website. It's like,
Yeah.
I think you got somebody else's mixed in there, buddy. But I think we're going to end it right here because this is a great time to end it.
Sounds good.
And we're
This
to
is
the
the
glare
direct on this officer, right?
because say it again. I'm sorry.
This is the direct on this officer, isn't it?
Yep. Still.
They're being more critical than I would expect for the state. Sounds more like a cross.
They may think he's like Trooper Paul. They need to check his ass.
Put their weaknesses out there first.
Yep. Probably so. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Let's go bust up in the Glares room. He just went live.
I'll say hi and go to bed. I've been struggling this whole past hour.
That's probably what I'm going to do too. But I'm going to go in there for a little bit.
You gotta go. No, you can't mod anymore. Never mind. You got your rents taken.
I got it back.
Oh, did you?
You're a loser, guy.
Did he give a lot of them back or selectively you?
2 or 3 more. Matzo was in there. He got his back.
Well, congratulations, Danny. You have been chosen. Eventually, you're gonna have to play that whole clip of her because new people don't even get the context of that whole conversation. That was hilarious.
Really? You think I should show him now?
I don't know if now. I don't know how many are in here that have missed the context of
I
Kathy.
don't want Miss Kathy to get that popular, so
We
I'm
don't
not
want
going to show her.
a sister like that.
I'm going to show her to everybody. And then we'll leave.
Look, go get your.
I'd be like,
okay, you have a good day. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it makes me want a thing in my mouth.
no, don't.
Oh, God.
I'd
You
be
have a
like,
good day,
put
okay?
it in
No,
my mouth,
no.
in my motherfucking mouth.
Look, go get you something to eat. Bye. You have a good day, okay?
All right,
It's great. You have a.
You want to see it, which I can get.
Yeah, that's $20. You don't need no 50 more cents.
Next door.
No, you're making up stuff. Stop lying. You're not telling the truth.
I'm gonna.
You know you're not telling the truth now. You're not gonna stop. How long you been doing it?
6 years. That's all.
You sure?
And I was a year and a half of that. I was straight.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You said $18. You don't need to go buy nothing but something to eat, okay?
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
this will get me a sausage and egg biscuit. Well, if I had like 50 more cents, which I can get.
Yeah, that's $20. You don't need no 50 more cents.
Do you
don't go buy no crack. You have a good day, okay?
It makes me feel so fucking fantastic and so horny.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay, you have a good day. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It makes me want a thing in my mouth.
No, don't.
Dad,
God.
I'd
You
be
have
like,
a good day,
put
okay?
it in my mouth.
No.
In my motherfucking mouth.
Don't ask me where I come up with this shit.
Wasn't this like the power people who had come by or something? The people in the truck?
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Like they were coming to cut her utilities off or something, and she came out there asking for money and got. Oh, Lord, Danny, you're going to hell.
Sorry. I do not apologize for that. But let's see what the right away song's gonna be. Maybe this one will play right as the outro. Let's hope so. All right, people. Thank y'all for hanging out. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, Leuven and Danny. Good night, Rat.
When we're watching
All
track,
right.
because it makes it more interesting if we have some people in here watching with us. So thank y'all for hanging out. For sure.
And thanks for meeting the goal.
Oh yeah. Thanks for meeting the goal. And trial testimony, boring trial testimony. But you just get to sit and watch. You don't have to listen to a bunch of.
Disappointing people. This stuff is not boring to me.
No, I mean, it's not to me, but we could have went in on Mike Crawford and probably had 500 people all night.
See, to me, that's less entertaining, but I'm just weird, I guess. Sorry.
But we got to do this. This is a good trial. This is going to turn out good because Toy's been watching it, and I watched a little bit of the housekeeper. Oh, you don't know where you're at right now, but when the housekeeper,
Another like Murdaugh redo with the involvement of the housekeeper in the trial.
yeah, because they relied on a lot of her, her testimony because she is the one that was getting the drugs for him.
I thought it was a guy that
well, she was one of them getting them. She was in the little ring. So I guess maybe they got them from him sometimes. Maybe they got them from her.
But nobody's been charged as far as the drugs go in this case, right?
They did a, hey, tell so-and-so to get me this, and then this would end up in the fireplace. Or do it the other way, tell so-and-so to get me this, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see it. Hopefully I can get up tomorrow and nobody will have a bunch of stuff for me to do, even though I got to cut some grass, shit like that. Maybe we can get like 3 hours in the morning.
Y'all's grass is growing already?
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But we might can get 3 more hours in the morning. Then do a pregame tomorrow night. That'd be cool.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Sorry, I'm fucking with this console while I'm talking to you. Maybe there we go. Getting better. Right there. All right. It's fucking all this damn software shit. It would drive y'all fucking nuts. All right, let's go see what the glare's doing. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Made.
Thanks again, everybody.
I am transporting you. You don't have to go anywhere.
Make
With all
sure
the
you
right
plot up the
together.
stream before you go.
It's gonna be kind of hard to pack 156 people into the short boat.
Rise. Danny's got the fire that can light the way. Chad rats run these streets, yeah, till the break of day. Screw the system and that one-way trap. Danny's the leader of the Chatterats pack. We're gonna burn